The team at Gadish Foundation never uses high-pressure sales tactics. Over 90% of Gadish Foundation's jobs are through referrals. So, for an honest opinion on the condition of your basement, call Gadish Foundation today. Spelled G-A-I-Dish. Gadish.com.
The Brewers Sunday Funday Bundle is your new way to brunch this summer. Get tickets, food, beverages, and parking for up to 15 people, starting at $62. Get yours at brewers.com/funday.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:07.
Brewers manager Pat Murphy's been around for a while, right?
Oh, yeah.
He says he's never seen this in all his years of baseball. And it happened with the Brewers and Padres. We'll do it in sports at 6:15.
Controversial law is set to take effect in New York in 2025. Governor Kathy Hochul signing a bill to restrict social media use by minors. Now, under the law, anyone under 18 will only be allowed to see posts from accounts that they follow rather than content suggested by an algorithm. An industry group calls the law an assault on free speech. More from ABC's Andrea Fujii.
Research shows kids who spend an average of 3 hours or more on social media per day double their risk of anxiety and depression. Today, on average, they spend nearly 5 hours per day. The Los Angeles School District this week decided to ban cell phone use during school days.
It is interesting. You do notice that for when you follow the For You tab versus Your tab on X, right? The one that you follow versus the algorithm one. A lot more divisive on the algorithm one. It's not even close. The law in New York, the latest push by lawmakers to regulate social media.
Beware of the fake weight loss drugs. Drug maker Eli Lilly issuing an urgent warning about knockoff versions of their popular diabetes and obesity drugs. In an open letter to patients and consumers, Eli Lilly said they'd never sell a legitimate product on social media, and if you're seeing an ad on your channel, to report it.
To Summerfest, and guess who's there? A runner-up finish for one of Milwaukee's most well-known chefs, Dan Jacobs, securing a second-place finish in the latest season of Top Chefs. Jacobs speaking with WTMJ.
You know, my favorite part was definitely the relationships that I built with the other chef testants, and the hardest part was just the mental challenges that kind of come along with the competition. You're cut off from your support system, and you have to find ways to just kind of continue to push through and, do better.
Jacobs speaking from his spot at Summerfest. They're there for the first time. Dan is in the Third Ward, the restaurant. The fine dining restaurant Esther Ev, which he's also a part of, is in Bayview.
How hard was it for him to keep, the whole while we've been talking to him and talking for weeks about Top Chef, he knew what happened.
So you think this is difficult? You think
absolutely.
It's hard to keep a secret? I don't think
Not
it's
that he
difficult.
would wantonly come out and say, oh yeah, just to let you know.
If money's on the line, you ain't going to say a darn thing.
I just mean how you couldn't read it. I can't keep a secret for a second.
If they told you, hey,
about me,
Vince,
if you told me a secret, I could keep your secret. But I mean,
I'm not telling you anymore. No,
I didn't mean that.
But if they told you, hey, if you leak, then we're going to need that $150,000 back, or if they're going to come and sue you, you'd keep quiet.
I would. I'm not saying I would out myself or say it. I'm saying you could tell because I have trouble lying. If you're tell me for real. Did you make it? And I'm like, no, I can't say anything. You'd be like, yeah.
He's out in the next episode.
That's why I don't play poker. 6:10 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Tune in on Sundays at 10 a.m. for the AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show. Join AccuNet's Brian and David Wickert for the most up-to-date information on mortgage trends, along with timely news on the real estate market. The housing market is in flux, but the national headlines don't often fit local market conditions. Find out what's really happening on the front lines of real estate and mortgage financing in Wisconsin and make better decisions by tuning in every Sunday at 10 a.m. The AccuNet Mortgage and Realty Show with Brian and David Wickert on WTMJ.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guests, Gadish Foundation and J&V Construction. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. And at 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact NX Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at nxwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Steph Graham's in one more day for Debbie here.
I am. Actually, I'm in Monday and Tuesday as well, Vinny. You haven't gotten rid of me yet. So I have not much to say so far this morning. We have no incidents to report. Volume is increasing slightly on the roads at this time, but so far, everything is looking mighty nice for a Friday morning. I'm Steph Graham for Johnson & Sons Paving. Time saver traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today, partly cloudy and humid. Chance for afternoon and evening showers and storms, highs in the upper 70s. We'll hold on to the chance of rain for a bit tonight, lows down into the mid-60s. It is hot, humid, and partly cloudy for Saturday. Afternoon and evening showers and storms likely, with highs in the upper 80s and low 90s. It is mostly sunny for Sunday and Monday and feeling cooler. Highs near 80 degrees, then hot and humid on Tuesday. Chance for showers and storms with a high near 90 degrees. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee at 64 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's Eric Bilstad and Vince Petrano.
6:12 on Wisconsin's Morning News, and second day in a row. Crime, and sadly, if it weren't so commonplace, it would be more shocking. Crime in Milwaukee starts the day.
This should never happen. This is unacceptable, and everyone who hears this should be appalled and angered.
Milwaukee Police Chief Jeffrey Norman. This is what caused an hours-long traffic jam, if you were caught in that, just north of downtown Thursday afternoon. Here are the particulars. This morning, 2 teenagers recovering after being shot by police. One of those teens, an 18-year-old woman, was pregnant. Her child did not survive.
As we're embarking on summertime, it is imperative that we understand, where are our children? As we hear in this particular situation, we have multiple young people involved in unacceptable behavior in this city. This is unacceptable. Parents, what is going on with your children?
Well, the children, according to police, were out carjacking and robbing people right in downtown. In addition to the teens mentioned who were shot, 4 other teenagers ranging in age from as young as 15 to 18 years old, boys and girls, arrested in connection with 2 armed carjackings downtown in broad daylight Thursday. And again, as folks talk about whether or not this affects me, I don't live in Milwaukee or whatever, well, you got Summerfest going on. And a lot of people are coming down to that downtown and Third Ward area. A lot of activity going on. And this was happening Thursday morning. So according to Chief Norman, MPD spotted one of these stolen cars following the incidents. It followed the carjackers onto the freeway, 43 northbound, as you know if you've driven there anytime recently. What kind of state is that in?
Oh, it's a crawl.
Absolute
oftentimes.
mess.
A lot of
Construction
Yep.
everywhere, right? The suspect vehicle apparently got trapped in one of the construction lanes. So thought maybe that they had gotten away because this lane was open, but that led to nowhere.
Right.
And so the suspect vehicle is trapped in one of these lanes. And according to police, an officer fired into that vehicle when it had already backed up and rammed into a squad car and then appeared to be backing up again toward another officer who was immediately behind the suspect vehicle. You can also extrapolate that officer, likely trying to prevent the vehicle from getting back out onto the freeway where it had already clipped another car, perhaps.
There's also construction workers at the time in the area.
Workers all there. Police Chief Norman, frustrated about the whole thing. Asked about the fact that, you have this lawlessness right at the start of Summerfest, as we said, a lot of people coming to town. Weeks before, 50,000 people come here from all over the world for the RNC.
We are in law enforcement. We enforce the law. Policing the community is all of our responsibility.
The officer who fired the shots is on leave. West Allis police will investigate whether he was justified in taking that action. MPD will, meanwhile, continue to investigate who among the 6 teenagers involved in this did what exactly with regards to the earlier carjackings and the fleeing from police. Sports up next, 6:16.
How much does it cost to talk to Gruber Law Offices after a serious crash? It's free. Yes, free. As in, it won't cost you anything to speak with us. Not sure if you have a case? Call our team at Gruber Law Offices today. Your first call and your first consultation are always free. And you'll never pay us a fee until we win your case. If you've been seriously injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Hey, let's get organized. Boy, that sounds like a lot of fun, doesn't it? Let's change that. Vince Petrano here for Inspired Closets Milwaukee, and a great reason to act now. You know why they call it that? Katie and Dan, their wife-husband team, they're local, love to see you at the showroom out there in Waukesha or pay you an in-home visit. Organization, they say, is not just about tidying up a space. It's about transforming your life. They really believe that. That is Inspired. And it's true, reducing clutter can reduce stress, and Inspired Closet's home solutions are not only functional, but they are super beautiful as well. A lot of companies do closets. This is why I love Inspired Closets. Encourage you to do it here in Milwaukee because they're local. Katie and Dan and their team will listen to you. What are your frustrations? What are your needs? What's your budget? And then they'll custom design solutions with their amazing computer software. They can show you exactly what it's all going to look like before you buy. Easier than ever to afford, 10% off the cost of your project or 18 months free financing when you tell them Vinny sent you. Inspired days start in Inspired Closets. InspiredClosetsMilwaukee.com.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Eric Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
Brewers will come home next week. Got to finish off the West Coast road trip through the weekend. Not a good start in the series and not a good end to the game Thursday night in San Diego. Ball game, 2 outs. Brewers trying to push it to extra innings in the bottom of the ninth.
Another payoff on the way. And a drive to right. It is going to be a fair ball. And a walk-off home run for Jake Cronenworth. Just inside the fair pole down the right field line. And for Jake Cronenworth, his 11th home run of the season. And he walks it off against the Milwaukee Brewers.
I love the faint sound of the horn.
Right.
Man. Yoel Payamps was on the hill, gave it up. A lot of blame to go around in this one, though. Crew gave up 4 home runs on the night. Manager Pat Murphy on some of the mistakes.
I mean, we walked the leadoff hitter to open the game, 4 pitches that scored. We gave up 2 0-2 home runs. It's very unusual, back-to-back. I've never seen that in 40-plus years of baseball. 0-2 count, 2 homers, back-to-back.
Not often you got a guy who's been around the ball game as long as Murphy's had.
Never
seen that before. Right? Brewers and Padres again tonight. 8:40 is the first pitch.
Rookie pitching feed on, by the way, Robert Gasser's season. He is officially over now. We saw this one coming. He is going to have Tommy John surgery. Best case scenario, he's back in 1 year. To Giannis. Giannis Antetokounmpo says he wants to play in the Olympics for Greece. Giannis has never played in the Olympics. He tells reporters in Greece that he wants to change that. He admits he was never, ever even close to getting back for the playoffs. Not even close. He says he feels good now, though, but he hasn't practiced. In fact, he hasn't even been on a basketball court in more than 2 months. So hopefully he's good to go now. He can return, maybe play Olympics for a little bit, get knocked out early, and then come back
and then
strong.
Continue rehabbing and come back super strong. 6:20 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure. I've got a great idea for you. Get caught up on all the things happening in our state, maybe a few new suggestions as well. Join me every Saturday at 1 for Experience Wisconsin. We will take you across the state. We will span the state, as they say on another show here on WTMJ. This week, we check in with our friends at Circus World and in Menominee Falls. It's Experience Wisconsin, 1 o'clock Saturdays, right here on 620 WTMJ.
The 2024 Mazda CX-5 offers top-of-the-line safety features even in its entry-level trim. With this SUV, you can enjoy advanced safety features such as lane keep assist, blind spot monitoring, lane departure warning, radar cruise control, and advanced smart city brake support right from the get-go. The Mazda CX-5 Select sets a new standard for entry-level SUVs by providing high-quality safety features without requiring you to upgrade to a higher trim, all starting at an MSRP of $30,675. Find out with Mazda all summer long. Hall Mazda in Brookfield, where it's all good.
Come visit, learn, and discover at the recently opened Food and Farm Exploration Center near Stevens Point in Plover, Wisconsin. The 50,000 square foot Science and Technology Center is a place to take the entire family. Experience over 60 interactive exhibits, a children's play area, demonstration farm fields, and home to the world's largest potato masher. The Food and Farm Exploration Center is a place for connecting with food and those who grow it. Just a short drive from Milwaukee. Plan your visit today at explorefoodandfarm.org.
Checking in with Steph Graham, who is watching traffic with Debbie out today.
Yeah, things are looking pretty good. Not seeing too much so far this morning. Just a regular old Friday morning commute and no major incidents or slowdowns to report at this time. I'm Steph Graham for Johnson & Sons Paving. Time Saver Traffic.
Partly cloudy and humid today. There is a chance for more showers and storms later on. A high of 77 tonight. Still a chance for showers and storms. A low of 66. Saturday, guess what? Hot, humid. Still a
Do we have a chance for showers and storms?
Storms actually are likely tomorrow later on in the day. A high of 88 tomorrow. Sunday, sunny, a high of 80. No rain in the forecast for Sunday. Right now in Milwaukee, 64 at 622.
6:22 on this Friday morning, Wisconsin's morning news. Farmers markets have just exploded in popularity.
Mm-hmm.
There are a couple of long-standing ones that were always popular, and then others continue to pop up. And I don't know, for various reasons, people go to the farmers market.
Love me a good farmers
Yeah?
market.
No, what is it that
absolutely.
brings you to the farmers market?
The kettle corn is nice.
Okay.
Actually, we usually get coffee. I've had my knives sharpened at the farmer's market before.
Okay.
Avocado toast is sold at the one we go to.
So you're there for like the experience of being
Yeah,
at
a
the
little
market.
bit, sometimes.
Another huge draw is the opportunity to not only support local farmers, but to have their produce super fresh,
Yes,
right?
eggs. Getting fresh eggs.
And if you can't get to the farmer's market or there's not one to you, there's this new initiative to sort of bring the farmer's market to you virtually. Here's WTMJ's Jessica Gatzo.
Imagine a delivery service bringing groceries right to your doorstep every week, but not something like Amazon Fresh or Instacart. Picture a delivery of a large reusable bag with contents like lettuce harvested from Wisconsin soil just a few miles from your home, or bread fresh from the oven of a neighboring city. That service is Milwaukee Farmers United, an online farmers market available to the greater Milwaukee area.
Our big picture goal was to unite Milwaukee farmers and make it really accessible for people to purchase produce and items from farms.
Shannon Dunn founded the service to be a middleman between farmers and customers. It started out as a CSA, that's Community Supported Agriculture, a subscription-based service in which a single farm offers a weekly assortment of produce. In this model, customers purchase a share of the farm, and the farm chooses the produce delivered each week. Milwaukee Farmers United now functions a bit differently.
You order what you want when you want. There's no commitment. So you can order every week, or you can order once a month, or you can choose to only order during certain times of the year. The really beautiful benefit is our farmers that we work with harvest the food just a day or two before they bring it to us, and then we deliver it to our customers a day or two after.
The produce selection varies with the Wisconsin growing season, but other items are available all year.
Coffee beans, butter, eggs, mushrooms, granola, kombucha.
The minimum order amount varies depending on where you live, plus a $5 fee for delivery.
We deliver as far north as Grafton, as far south as Burlington, and as west as Oconomowoc Lake Country area.
Or they offer 5 pickup locations in the Milwaukee area. Customer Ann Hanrahan picks up her orders from Cream City Soap Company in Wauwatosa.
Sometimes, when you go to the farmer's market, a lot of the vendors are already sold out or some of their best produce is picked over. So this is kind of a way, once you order, to guarantee that you're getting what you want or kind of plan ahead.
Hanrahan says she enjoys finding unique produce.
I had never tried delicata squash before, or a few years ago they carried this turban squash that my husband and I were able to kind of make into a really cool soup. We also love the variety of mushrooms that they carry.
The online model is also a great time saver for farmers. Gwennon Hill Farm in Waukesha provides seasonal produce, from root vegetables to leafy greens. Vegetable production manager Liz Lyon says,
as a farm, we're really busy growing all the vegetables. That's a full-time job in itself. So they just provide that really great support and infrastructure to help get the produce that we're growing to more people.
Dunn says the online farmers market makes local food more accessible.
There are people that work every weekend, or maybe less mobile. Maybe I don't have a car. Maybe I don't have a way of even getting to these markets, or maybe I don't have time.
And what's the next step for increasing access? Lyon says she'd like to see online farmers markets adopt ways to help those with low income.
I know that's something that a lot of farmers markets do in the area, that people can use their EBT, their SNAP cards at a farmer's market, so that helps get more produce to people.
This summer, Milwaukee Farmers United is celebrating its 5-year anniversary. For WTMJ News, I'm Jessica Gatzo.
When you think about how many opportunities there are to buy direct from grocers in this manner, if you want the fresh produce, another way to do it. A number of farms in the area sometimes offer as well the opportunity for you to sort of buy into the farm, right? Where we did this once in Muskego. Small farm there where you just say, all right, once a week we'll come down there and pick up whatever it is that you're harvesting. And that was while Not as convenient as having it delivered right to your doorstep. Still a way to get fresh produce without necessarily having to hit the farmer's market. Good options out there for our Wisconsin farmers. News about your money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average was up nearly 300 points in trading on Thursday to 39,135. The NASDAQ falling back 141 points to 17,722. S&P 500 closed Thursday at 5473. That was off about 14 points. Annex Comprehensive Wealth, Annex Private Client, Annex Ignite, financial planning at every level. Details at annexwealth.com.
Gene Miller here for my friends at Hometown Windows and Doors. Still loving retirement and still loving the energy-efficient windows and patio doors Hometown installed a few years ago. They keep my utility bills in line during hot summer months and add equity to my home all year long. Contact Hometown for a no-pressure in-home consultation or check out their home show-style New Berlin showroom featuring national brand names like Pella, Marvin, and Anderson. That's Hometown with an E for your every window and door need. HometownWindows.com.
I got some bad news for you. Your pothole problem is not going away. In fact, it's going to get worse. It's your driveway, it's your commercial parking lot. Those cracks, you know they don't heal themselves. Vince Vitrano for Johnson & Sons Paving, where they would love to be the company that comes out and gives you that estimate. Maybe more affordable than you think to get those cracks and holes fixed. It's certainly more affordable to do it now this summer than it will be next summer after they get even bigger following the winter. Maybe it's time to repave the whole thing. Just spent some time with Jeff Johnson the other day. He and one of his project managers, Nick, they were talking about how important it is to have that project manager. This is your point person on your project. It's the person who comes out, visits your property, talks about your needs, gives you the assessment on how long that parking lot or your driveway is going to last. Go through every step of the way with you, committed to quality and getting your job done right. Asphalt and concrete. Plenty of Johnsons over there. No subcontractors. JohnsonandSonsPaving.com.
Gorgeous new roofs, showstopper siding, or classic brick and stonework. How about modern windows and regal doors that'll make your chin hit the floor? To a lot of people, having these things can really make them enjoy where they live. It makes them proud. But there's always one thing standing in the way. How do I make that happen? At Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, we have excellent financing options for most people in most situations. 12 months, no interest, no payments, and exceptional rates for long-term loans that will beat your bank with no additional fees or hidden costs. You can go to SemperFiRoofing.com to apply for your pre-approval today. We want to make any project affordable to almost any person, and we've gone out of our way to find partners that can help make it happen for you. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Ask about our finance options.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. Guthrie and Fry protects the water in my house. Guthrie and Fry has provided expert advice, quality service, and reliable water since 1974. Owners Sue and Rob are well known and very generous in the local community for supporting great causes that change lives. We've got their water softener. We've got their reverse osmosis system. Our water is crisp, clean, and clear. GFwater.com. It's Guthrie and Fry.
Better water makes a big difference. Guthrie and Fry.
This is Steph Graham in for Debbie Losiga, and things are looking good on the road so far for your Friday morning commute. No major incidents to report. Volume just increasing slightly. I'm Steph Graham for Johnson & Sons Paving. Time saver traffic.
I'm Wisconsin's Morning News. Partly cloudy, humid today, but not as hot. High as 77 degrees with a chance of showers and storms this afternoon. Right now, Milwaukee at 64.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. As President Biden and former President Donald Trump prepare to debate next week, there is a lot of money being raised for their campaigns. Here's ABC's Em Nguyen.
Former President Trump and the RNC appear to have out-fundraised President Biden's campaign for a second consecutive month. The Biden's campaign and the DNC revealing they brought in $85 million last month, far short of the $141 million raised by Trump's political operation.
More than a dozen Supreme Court decisions are still to be handed down with just a week to go before the justices break for the summer. A big one yet to be announced whether presidents, including Donald Trump, deserve absolute immunity from criminal prosecution for any actions taken while in office. The heat dome that stretches from the Missouri Valley and Great Plains up into the Northeast, leaving more than 100 million people sweltering. The weather leading to Amtrak problems along the nation's busiest rail corridor Thursday. This is ABC News.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:31.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, an unborn child dead, 6 teenagers injured after a police chase that closed I-43 in both directions for hours on Thursday. A police officer began pursuing a vehicle that was wanted in connection with 2 armed robberies and carjackings downtown earlier in the day. The pursuit headed north onto I-43, ended with a suspect vehicle entered a construction lane and got trapped. Now, according to Milwaukee police, the driver reversed toward an officer who was standing outside the squad car, and another officer then fired shots. 2 people inside the suspect vehicle were shot. One of them was pregnant, 18-year-old woman from Milwaukee. She suffered life-threatening gunshot injuries, and her baby did not survive. 17-year-old boy from Milwaukee suffered serious gunshot injuries. 15-year-old, 16-year-old, 17-year-old, 18-year-old boys and girls all suffered minor injuries, in addition to the others who were shot. Milwaukee Police Chief Jeffrey Norman speaking at a news conference Thursday.
This is unacceptable. Parents, what is going on with your children? People in our community, how are we helping to keep our kids in positive behaviors rather than what we're seeing today? This should never happen.
The officer who fired the shots is on leave while the West Allis Police Department investigates whether or not the shooting was justified.
Meanwhile, 2 people dead after a speeding car slammed into a light pole near 27th and Center overnight. The wreckage still at the scene there near 27th and Center. 2 dead, including the driver.
Fallout from the Milwaukee Public Schools' financial failures could have ripple effects across the state. Districts, for example, like Cedarburg, say they could lose hundreds of thousands of dollars after Milwaukee voters approved a $250+ million referendum in April. TMJ4's Andrea Albers.
About $217,000. That's a significant amount for any district.
Dr. Jaredon Clark is the superintendent of the Cedarburg School District. The impact on Cedarburg schools is included in a hypothetical analysis by Wisconsin's Legislative Fiscal Bureau.
Our district and our taxpayers are impacted by things that aren't of any of our doing. It is disappointing.
In addition to Cedarburg, the report shows more than 350 districts would also receive less aid. In Kenosha, a reduction of $858,000, and West Bend just over $1 million.
Funding changes are set to go into effect for the 2025-26 academic year.
A new study finds pollution from last year's fiery train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio, carried to more than a dozen other states, including Wisconsin. The study shows traces of the fire in the snow that fell in Wisconsin the week of the derailment. Additionally, concentrations of chloride found in the rain and snow samples were much higher than normal the week of the accident.
Coming up, everybody walks in for free. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:34. Traffic brought to you by 2 men in a junk truck. Keep what you love, ditch what you don't.
From removing unwanted clutter or junk to full-service residential or commercial cleanouts, get a free same-day estimate at 2menandajuncktruck.com. Keep what you love, ditch what you don't.
Champagne's not as cheap as ginger ale, and you can't buy caviar for the same price as candy. But right now, you can buy the highest-end Beautyrest Black and Tempur-Pedic mattresses for nowhere near their highest-end prices. Hassellus Mattress is clearing out a handful of premium floor models. These mattresses are the best, and you can get them for way less. Like the Split King Tempur-Pedic Luxe Breeze in soft or firm was $10,198, now just $25,448. Or the Queen Beautyrest Black L-Class Firm was $26.99, but the floor model is just $13.49. Plus, save with massive markdowns on adjustable bases, starting at $287. It's like buying a Rolls Royce for $10,000 just because it sat on the showroom floor. Selection is limited. Only a few floor models are available at each Hassellus location, and when they're gone for good. Find a self-service, employee-free showroom near you at hassellus.com.
WTMJ's Vince Vitrano here, strongly recommending 2-Day Painting for work inside or outside your home. 2-Day just did our first level, ceilings and all. Your job gets the best skilled painters, a project manager, color consultation, and free touch-ups for life. My project even included board replacement and drywall repair. Full service, one-stop shop. You will not be disappointed. Voted the top local painter 3 years running. Call 2-Day Painting for a 15% discount. 262-312-2182. That's 262-312-2182.
Rose Gray here from Fox World Travel. Don't miss the largest vacation sale in the nation. It's the Fox World Travel exclusive July sale with Apple Vacations. We have a huge selection of resorts at our favorite destinations in Mexico and the Caribbean, paired with nonstop flights to get you there fast. If you like saving, you do not want to miss this sale. Plus, enter for a chance to win an all-inclusive vacation. Visit foxworldtravel.com/July and get on the exclusive list. That's foxworldtravel.com/July.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 6:37.
Giannis Antetokounmpo update says he hasn't done this since he walked off the floor injured toward the end of the NBA season. We got sports at 6:45. Summerfest 2024 Day 2. Who's playing, what's happening, and how do I get in for $0? Jesus Jones, U.S. Cellular Stage, 6:30 tonight.
Ooh, there you go.
Should be okay. I'd check that out.
6:30 Friday. There you go.
Right, sometime before 10 p.m. Boy, those shows kill me even on a Friday. Modern English after that on the same stage.
Oh, wow.
OAR, 10 p.m. Briggs and Stratton.
Good.
Hanson, Mbop at the BMO Pavilion at 9:30. You think they don't even play that anymore?
Their catalog is definitely more expansive, I think. But
if that's the one song you came to hear.
Yeah, well, they have to.
Play it twice and walk. Right, that'll be all. American Family Insurance Amphitheater welcomes Motley Crue. What's happening today? WTMJ spanning the state, Wisconsin's afternoon news, and what's on tap, all live from the WTMJ Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin mobile studio.
You say the word free and people go crazy.
If you paid full price to get into Summerfest, you just didn't try very hard.
You know what people love? People love free stuff.
Children's Fest Day today. TMJ4, of course, involved in that. And here's how it works. Everybody walks in free today from noon to 3.
There you go. That'll work.
They got special promotions for kids for those first 3 hours as well. But everybody, you don't have to bring anything down. You have to wear a certain kind of hat or whatever else.
This is one of those days where if you're working downtown, you run in for lunch, get your
That's
stamp,
right.
and then come back later maybe.
Take your lunch, get your hand stamped, come back in, right?
Not that I've ever done that
No, nobody
before.
would do that, right? Especially in this town, right? Everybody walks in free from noon to 3 today. Of course, Motley Crue, your big headliner for Summerfest Day 2 2024 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
With an ever-changing inventory, you never know what great bargains you're going to be able to find at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. It makes shopping fun because the best finds are the ones you had no idea you'd even come across. And when they're at thrift store prices, it feels good. And it feels even better to know you're helping us help others. Shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
Gear up for the flight experience of a lifetime at EAA AirVenture Oshkosh. This year it's July 22nd through the 28th. Thrilling adventures with daily flights and the AirVenture at a new height when you take a ride on the EAA B-25, the Ford Trimotor, or a Bell 47 helicopter. Excitement certainly doesn't end there. You can explore vintage aircraft, test your skills in flight simulators, and witness mesmerizing aerobatic displays. Best thing about EAA is they've got an air show every day. They've got one every afternoon, and then twice they have the nighttime air shows, which start right about at dusk. They are fantastic. Visit EAA.org/tickets to secure those tickets now for EAA AirVenture Oshkosh.
It's Heiser's Super Summer Savings Event. We have new Ford, Chevy, Toyota, Lincoln, and Cadillac vehicles. Let's make your summer plans way more fun. No matter your style, our Heiser consultants will streamline the process for you. That way, you can get back to enjoying road trips, barbecues, boating, and the rest summer has to offer. So stop in or shop online at Heiser.com. And remember, at Heiser, today's your day.
See dealer for complete details.
Did somebody say free diamond bracelet? That's right. Diamonds Direct is expanding upon their best offer yet. Make any purchase this month and receive a free diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. That's right. Any engagement ring, any diamond necklace, any timepiece. Purchase any item valued at $10,000 or more and receive a stunning diamond tennis bracelet at no extra cost. Every purchase of $10,000 or more qualifies. So hurry into Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet ends June 30th. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
Check out new low prices on your favorite items at Sendix, like 6-ounce Yoplait yogurt for just 79 cents every day. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
Traffic is sponsored by Sendix Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926. Steph Graham is in for Debbie today.
Hey, Vinny. We do have a slowdown developing here on 94 westbound, right around Brewers Boulevard. So just be aware of that. But otherwise, no incidents to report, and things are looking good so far for your Friday morning commute. I'm Steph Graham for Johnson & Sons Paving. Time saver traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today, partly cloudy and humid, chance for afternoon and evening showers and storms, highs in the upper 70s. Hold on to that chance of rain for the first part of the overnight. Lows dip back into the mid-60s. Hot, humid, partly cloudy for our Saturday, afternoon and evening showers and storms likely, highs in the upper 80s and low 90s. Then mostly sunny, feeling cooler, less humid Sunday, Monday, highs near 80 degrees. Then hot and humid again on Tuesday, chance for showers and storms with a high near 90 degrees. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
64 degrees in Milwaukee.
Modern English at Summerfest today. They're following Jesus Jones, right?
Yes, Jesus Jones is like a 4:30, 5:30, like a late afternoon, early evening show. And then Modern English after. Same stage. I think it's U.S. Cellular.
You know who else is at Summerfest? Chef Dan Jacobs. Life is back to normal for Dan. No one recognizes him anymore.
Right. I don't think that's the case. Right?
So, yes, the man who made it as runner-up on Top Chef on Bravo, the chef of Dan in the Third Ward, is talking about the experience.
The experience was just wild, beautiful, awesome. You know, I think it's hard to put into words. I feel like, you know, unless you went through it, I don't think you truly understand it. But it challenges you and changes you in such just great ways.
So Jacobs is at Summerfest, actually, and more on why he's there in a second. He was speaking with our digital guy here at WTMJ, Dylan Hunter Carter, about the experience.
You know, my favorite part was definitely the relationships that I built with the other chef testants. And, you know, the hardest part was just the mental, challenges that kind of come along with the competition. You know, you're cut off from your support system, and you have to find ways to just kind of continue to push through and, you know, do better.
So what's next for Chef Dan? Well, one thing he wants to push is more advocacy. See, he has Kennedy's disease, which was brought up on the show. It's a recessive genetic neuromuscular condition. It's similar to ALS, but different. And, you know, it can lead to a rough life as he continues to try to be a dynamic chef in the workplace as well. And he talked about the future.
I'm taking this day by day, but what I'm really hoping is that this experience allows me to really kind of push forward, you know, some of the advocacy ideas I have, just to showcase the fact that, you know, even people with disabilities or differently able people can do whatever it is that they really want to put their mind to. And, you know, and don't ever give up. Don't ever let somebody tell you can't do something.
And you might be able to see Chef Dan. He's at Summerfest. First time as a vendor. He's selling for Dan. So you can find him on the Summerfest grounds.
Yeah, a number of folks, and I was there yesterday to kick things off. A number of folks said, well, where is that exactly? I didn't see it, so
I think
I'll have to look it up.
Near the north entrance.
Right. There are a million ways to figure out where it is, right? You won't miss it. Follow the line, 6:45 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
San Diego. Drink it in. It always goes down smooth.
The West Coast road trip continues.
And a drive to deep right field. It is up. It is way gone. Number 200 for Christian Yelich. Back freely on the warning track. Leaping, and he caught it! It's over!
Brewers, Padres. Brewers Radio Network Game Day coverage starts tonight at 8:05 on your home of the Brewers, WTMJ.
Vince
You stay
Vitrano.
classy, San Diego.
Sorry, dude. Vince Vitrano here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Levo doesn't mind. He's got Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin in his home.
He does.
So if I stepped on him to talk about Gina Della and Pella and all that other stuff, he's fine with it.
Step away.
Step back, Levering. We're talking about Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. No matter what kind of home you have, particularly older homes, this is why you want Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. If you need things customized, they are the experts in customization. And here's the deal they're offering right now at the Vetrano home, at the Levering home, or at your home. 0% interest on your financing for up to 48 months. Certain restrictions do apply, and this offer ends at the end of this month. You know, Pella's products stand the test of time. They're high quality, and they have the best wood warranty in the business to back it up. And right now, if you get the Pella team in your home and book the work by the end of this month, it's 0% interest on your financing as you spread the payments out over 48 months. You do have to order by June 30th at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Visit them at PellaWI.com today.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Eric Billstad and Vince Vetrano.
3 more games against the Padres for the Brewers on this West Coast road trip. Exciting finish. Brewers went down early, gave up 4 runs in the first. Not real pretty, but battling back. They tied the game in the top of the 9th.
Estrada checks his runner and throws. Line drive, deep left, it is up, it is off the wall. Bauer scores. Hoskins into second with an RBI double to tie the game.
It was almost gone, which would have been preferable.
Yes.
Because we left the game, left the top of the 9th, tied at 6.
Right.
Bottom of the 9th, Yoel Payamps gets the first 2 batters out, looks like extra innings, but then gives up the Crews' 4th home run of the game. The Padres walk it off. They win 7-6. Same 2 teams tonight in San Diego, where it'll be 1-0 one way or another, right?
Right.
7-6 game yesterday.
This one won't have any runs.
No.
Yep.
First pitch, 8:40.
Bobby Gass, his season is officially over. Robert Gasser, the rookie. We saw this coming. Pat Murphy pretty much told us a couple of weeks ago that this was likely to happen. You're going to have Tommy John surgery. So best case, he told reporters he's back 1 year from now. So it's unfortunate. Just a phenom, and let's get it taken care of now.
Feel bad for him, man.
Right,
what a great start. He makes his major league debut. It's all happening. Then he's hurt. I also feel bad for me,
right?
As a fan, like
Bobby, love me some Bobby Gass.
Brewers, come on, man.
A pretty cool game was held Thursday night at Rickwood Field. So this is the oldest professional baseball park in the U.S. It's in Birmingham, Alabama. Cardinals and Giants, they played. Cardinals ended up winning the game. MLB honored players from the Negro League when they did that. It was a really cool event. So Barry Bonds was there, as were a lot of different former players. And pregame, he's on Fox talking to Derek Jeter and others. And Jeter asked him about what it'd be like to be pitched to by Satchel Paige. You know, what if he had to bat against that great? What would that have been like, that Negro League phenom? How would Bonds have done?
Tell me right now, on the spot, what would you do against Satchel Paige?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Gone. Lost your mind, Jeter. Gone. Simple. Gone. Read about it on ESPN, Fox, News, wherever else you want to talk about.
He's like, what? I'm going to jack one. I'm going to hit a home run? Of course. Which I do appreciate the
right, because he hit a lot of home runs against baseball's best of his era. So, but the diplomatic thing to say would have been, man, Satch is one of the all-time greats. I wouldn't even think about facing that guy. Would have been tough, right?
I would have jacked a home run.
Jacked him. Barry Bonds still being Barry Bonds. Yes. 6:49 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
Temperatures nearing 90 degrees tomorrow. And another 90-degree high temperature day predicted for Tuesday, and humidity. This is not the time when you need it most that your air conditioner can quit on you. It's not the time to start Googling HVAC guys. I've got your HVAC guy. It's your comfort guys. Absolute Comfort HVAC and Electrical. You know how the feeling, you wake up in the night, it's kind of warm inside. I thought we had the AC on. Check the thermostat. It's not working. The fan's not blowing. That is no good. So you call Nicole and Brent. They're my team at Absolute Comfort HVAC and Electrical. They're local. They're family-owned. Brent's son Drew also works for them, also working out for the company. Great guy. He's the one who serviced my AC unit back in the spring. Get them out there. Look up your local comfortguys.com and then give them a call. Tell them Vinny sent you. You need them out as quick as they can for an emergency repair? Fine. They'll give you an honest look at what's happening. They love to get your unit back up and running again as opposed to trying to sell you something you don't need. I've got your HVAC guy. It's Your Comfort Guys. That's 262-664-9284, yourcomfortguys.com.
Feeling bullied by your bank?
It's not a hidden fee, it's a surprise fee. Surprise!
Like they're just making things harder.
That's not my department. I got to transfer you.
Or like they don't even know you?
That sounds like a you problem.
At Wintrust, we take a different approach. Whether you need banking solutions, a new home, or help planning your financial future, we've got local experts ready to lend a hand.
Wintrust.
Start banking where you matter at wintrust.com/bullyfree. Wintrust. Different approach, better results. Banking products provided by Wintrust Financial Corp. Inc. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Social Security benefits denied? Call Tayback for the payback. Unable to work due to health problems? Let Tayback help you get approved for the Social Security benefits you're entitled to. Call Tayback for the payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Checking in with Steph Graham and traffic this morning. She's in for Debbie.
Yeah, and if you're getting up this morning and heading on the roads, not too much to report yet. We do have a bit of a slowdown happening on 94 westbound in the Stadium interchange. So just give yourself a little bit of extra time there. But otherwise, things are looking really nice across the system. Let's hope it keeps up. I'm Steph Graham for WTMJ, Johnson & Sons Paving, Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ forecast sponsored by Dave Dre Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Chance this afternoon of showers and storms with a high of 77 degrees. More likely that we get showers and storms tonight and a low down to 66. Saturday, hot, humid, partly cloudy to start. Then in the afternoon and into the evening, showers and storms likely once again with a high of 88 degrees. Sunday right now looks mostly sunny, high of 80. That is perfect. 64 right now in Milwaukee. 6:53 on Wisconsin's Morning News, bringing our friend and teammate from ESPN Milwaukee, Gabe Neitzel. Neitzel joining us now.
What's up, boys? How are we doing on Friday?
Hey, I wanted to ask you about this. I don't know. We just hadn't heard from him in a while.
Okay.
Giannis Antetokounmpo. He wants.
Basket.
Oh, is that him? Yeah. This was his availability. Speaking Greek, right? Then through a translator, revealed that he obviously wants to make the Olympic team for Greece. It's been his dream. He's never played for the Greek. He's played for the Greek national team, but never in the Olympics.
Correct.
And also revealed, I actually really haven't been on a basketball court since I walked off there at Fiserv Forum at the end of the season.
Yeah, I mean, the injury was pretty serious, that he was dealing with the soleus strain. And I understand a lot of fans are understandably nervous about him being on the floor because you want him available this time next year for the Bucks. But at the same time, I don't think... I personally, if somebody asked me to represent my country in a sports radio talk-off, right? Like, I don't know what it would be for me.
I got to save my voice for Chewy.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
I don't want to let Chewy down.
If he's obviously very proud of his country.
Yeah.
Like, he's made that known in the past. And playing in the Olympics, man, like, that's something that's really cool. Getting to represent your country is a really cool moment. And I can't be like, no, Giannis, you shouldn't do that. You have to focus on the Bucks, when obviously there are a lot of things that are important to this guy, his family from Greece, being able to represent them and where they came from. It's an important thing to him. And I am not going to say that this is a bad idea for him. He understands his body. He knows what he's going through. I think that representing your country is something that doesn't come along for a lot of people, and good on you if that's what you want to do.
I saw General Manager John Horst out at Summerfest yesterday. We talked a little bit, and I said, "Hey, can I get some sound with you?" And I talked to you about a couple of things. He goes, "All right, I'll talk about the draft." He goes, "I'm not talking about trades, and I'm not talking about Giannis." Why didn't he want to talk about Giannis?
My guess is that,
he doesn't want to say the wrong thing?
Probably.
He probably doesn't want to play him for Greece either.
Oh, 100%.
But he didn't want to say that out loud,
yes.
right?
I don't think the Bucks would be comfortable because, again, they're paying this guy a lot of money. But at the same time, I think they have that delicate balance. Look, Chris Middleton, Drew Holiday, the last time the Olympics were around and Drew was a member of the Bucks, they both represented the United States on the Olympic team. Both ended up winning a gold medal. And I'm guessing that is one of the highlights of their career, is winning a gold medal, having that drape over you. And look, I don't think Greece is going to be competing for a medal. But if they did, like if Giannis got them to a bronze, I'm sure that is something that he would cherish forever.
That would be super, super cool. As Bucks fans, though, you realize just how normal the team looks when he's not there. So there's that 100%. Fear factor just because they're just not the same team without the best player in the world.
Yeah, but at the same time, I think, you have to look back and, you want him to be available. He's had the injuries, but the best players in the history of this game since they allowed professionals back in 1992 have competed. Like LeBron's going to be on the Olympic team for the United States. MJ was on the Olympic team obviously back in 1992.
Original dream team.
This is something that is important to a lot of these guys. It's one of those things that you can build a legacy on.
All right, can you name the original dream team squad? What would it be, 12 people?
Yeah, so you got 12 on there. All right, so you got MJ, Stockton, Malone, Scotty, Magic, Larry. Christian Laettner was the weird one.
That was the Caitlin Clark of the group right there.
I believe so. You had
Mullins.
Oh, Charles.
Yeah, Mullins, Charles
Barkley.
I'm trying to think who the centers were. David Robinson was on that team.
Good. That's 10.
Was Ewing on that team?
Had to have been, right?
Ewing and who am I missing? We're missing 2 right now.
Isaiah Thomas. Oh, wait, no.
I was qualified. For whatever reason, I was not selected.
Clyde. You said
Clyde the Glide.
Yeah, Clyde Drexler.
Thanks, my friend.
Oh, yeah. Anytime, boys.
News is sponsored by Kowal Investment Group, the retirement specialist. Retire well with Kowal.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Kona and the original Rainbow Cone restaurants expanding in Wisconsin over the next 18 months. The company is exploring future locations in Appleton, Green Bay, Madison, and Oak Creek to go along with its planned dual shop in Lake Geneva and location in Pleasant Prairie. Milwaukee tourism has another record year. According to Visit Milwaukee, Milwaukee tourism brought in $4.1 billion in total economic impact, and the county accounted for 17% of Wisconsin's total tourism numbers for 2023. IndyCar returns to the Milwaukee Mile in 2025. The venue will host an NTT IndyCar Series race on August 24th, 2025, with the race airing on Fox and on the Fox Sports app. I'm Logan Hansen with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
Did you know that a confident retirement could be just an hour away? Hi, I'm Aaron Kowal of Kowal Investment Group, the retirement specialists. Our firm has over 36 years of experience in partnering with clients to help accumulate and manage wealth throughout their retirement. Our comprehensive retirement planning process goes beyond specific asset management or estate planning requirements to learn about you, your passions, relationships, and lifelong goals. We truly want to understand you and your vision for retirement. Since we know that every decision matters as you prepare for retirement, we want you to walk away from this 1-hour consultation with the answers to your most critical retirement questions. When you have $750,000 or more in investable assets, we can help you identify the next steps to make sure you can retire well. If you're close to or already retired, give our office a call at 262-522-4040 or visit thekowalway.com to schedule your no-obligation retirement review.
Kowal Investment Group is a registered investment advisor.
WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here for Tri-County Contracting. Is it time to replace the siding at your house? First off, you got to go to Tri-County Contracting. You can hit up their showroom in New Berlin to check out the vinyl siding and the LP Smart Side they have on display. They'll help you find that siding and the color that you will love. And if you're worried about price, don't forget about the 30-year no-faded paint warranty. Transform your house and increase the value. Worry-free roofing, siding, and windows. Tri-County Contracting, WI.com.
Here's to sweet summer days together with friends and family in Wisconsin. To discovering magic in every moment.
Hey, Mom, over here.
And to reconnecting through a world filled with wonder.
Wow.
Here's to Supper Club celebrations and dancing until the sun goes down. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Plan your summer getaway at travelwisconsin.com.
The place you want to go, Lynch McWanago.
Nobody sells for less than Lynch.
We are officially less than a month away from the Republican National Convention right here in Milwaukee, starting July 15th, and the countdown continues. We are your central hub for all things RNC. News Radio 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
7:01, I'm Vince Vitrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News. It's Friday, June 21st. Our top story, shots fired on a Milwaukee freeway.
I'm Eric Bilstead. A jet nearly turns prairie land into a landing strip.
And I'm Steph Graham in for Debbie Loziga, and a whole lot of clear roads for us so far this Friday morning. We do have some volume increasing for your 7 o'clock drive, but overall things are looking good and no incidents to report. I'm Steph Graham for Johnson & Sons Paving. Time saver traffic.
High of 77 degrees today, although it will remain humid. Chance this afternoon of some showers and storms. Chance once again tonight, showers and storms, and a low of 66. Right now, 65 in Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, an unborn child dead, 2 teenagers in the hospital, more chaos on Milwaukee's freeways. Police opening fire on a car full of people whom they believed were involved in a pair of armed robberies and a carjacking in Milwaukee early Thursday afternoon. MPD says they went after the vehicle until it came to a stop on I-43 near Keefe. Police said the suspects ignored commands to get out of the vehicle, instead started backing up, smashed into a police squad, at which point officers opened fire when the vehicle was backing up again. Milwaukee Police Chief Jeffrey Norman.
We are in law enforcement. We enforce the law. Policing the community is all of our responsibility. So we are unfortunately had to engage in a pursuit, again, enforcing the law, holding people accountable, but when it comes to policing, let's understand this. It's all of our responsibility to police ourselves.
A pregnant 18-year-old from Milwaukee was shot. She suffered life-threatening injuries. Her unborn child did not survive. 17-year-old boy also shot. Other suspects involved include a 15, 18, 16, and 17-year-old. One officer has been placed on administrative leave while the West Allis police investigate whether the shooting was justified.
Meanwhile, 2 people dead following a high-speed crash overnight. This happened on the north side near 27th and Center. Police say the driver speeding lost control, hit a pole. The driver and a passenger both killed.
Getting more out of the ground. Summerfest entering day 2 today and moving beyond 55 years. And the lakefront grounds get an upgrade after upgrade, but could there be a use for the space during the colder months? The new CEO, Sarah Pancari, joining WTMJ Spanning the State.
Is there an interest in exploring how to do stuff here maybe in the winter? Well, we are. The site is not winterized. Yeah. So it's there's always interest, and we're like everything's on the table in terms of what that can be. But right now we're not winterized. Yeah.
Gates open on day 2 of the big gig today at noon. Spanning the State will kick off WTMJ's On the Grounds broadcast at Summerfest starting at 1 p.m.
Well, temperatures are evening out here at home. Millions of people living on the East Coast remain under an oppressive heat dome. The National Weather Service says temps could top triple digits from Washington, D.C. all the way down to Florida.
Jet flying a little bit too close for comfort. The FAA launching an investigation now after an incident early Wednesday in which a plane approaching Oklahoma City's airport found itself too close to the ground. FAA says the jet was only 500 feet above ground while several miles still from the landing strip. ABC's Steve Ganyard says air traffic control may have saved the day.
They were descending over the prairie, so there was no lights, there were no visual reference. It was essentially descending over a black hole. So they were looking out at the lights of Oklahoma City, looking for the airport. And for some reason, they missed that assigned altitude.
People living near the flight path reported their homes shaking as the jet went over.
Coming up, say hey one last time.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:05.
This report is sponsored by Siding Unlimited. It's siding and a whole lot more. SidingUnlimited.com.
Your home's defense is crucial. Defensive failure is offensive to you. Siding Unlimited is your home's best defensive coach. Windows, roofing, decks, and of course, siding. Siding Unlimited is it. Windows? Siding Unlimited handles several great brands. They are one of only 5 Pella Platinum Premium installers in the whole country. The only one around here. Doors and decks, roofing, siding. Yes, 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 and yes. Nobody can beat Siding Unlimited. When you deal with Siding Unlimited, you'll get honest pricing, guaranteed. What is that? Well, no gimmicks, none of that BOGO, buy one now, get blah, 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 tin boogie. This is what it will cost you, period. Honest pricing. Bolster your home's defense with the best defensive team ever. SidingUnlimited.com.
Come escape to Lake Lawn Resort. Enjoy stunning lakeside views, on-site golf, award-winning spa, and numerous dining options, including 1878 on the lake. Dive into the pools, explore water sports, or relax by the lakeside fire pits. Experience Lake Lawn Resort's newly renovated guest rooms, part of a multi-million-dollar upgrade for ultimate comfort and luxury. Whether it's a romantic getaway, family vacation, or corporate retreat, Lake Lawn Resort has it all. Book your stay at Lake Lawn Resort today and discover the perfect blend of adventure and relaxation.
Hey, WTMJ's John Mercure here. My home is my happy place. It's happier thanks to CertaPro Painters. They painted the exterior of our house. It was quick. It was easy. You can schedule your free estimate today at CertaPro.com. Each CertaPro Painter's business is independently owned and operated right here. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's CertaPro with a C. Estimates are easy. Estimates are accurate. They clean up. CertaPro Painters are the real deal. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Join the free smoothie party at Tropical Smoothie Cafe on June 21st for National Smoothie Day with bowl or food purchase. Order in-app, online, or pop by the cafe for a little sip and chill. 3 cheers to our Tropic fam. Terms and conditions apply.
When you breathe well, you live better. Find out more at adventknows.com.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:07.
Brewers manager Pat Murphy says he's never seen this in all his years of baseball. Happened to the Brewers. We'll talk about it in sports at 7:15.
Decision Wisconsin presidential debate or football game. CNN taking plays right out of the NFL coach's playbook to settle some administrative duties ahead of next week's debate between President Biden and former President Donald Trump.
Biden won a coin toss and got to choose where he'll stand. He chose the podium on the right. Now Trump got to pick the order of closing statements, and he chose to have the last word.
ABC's and when the debate will be held in Atlanta, we will carry it live next Thursday night right here on WTMJ.
I don't understand that. So if he won the coin toss, he got to choose like what he wanted to choose.
Yeah.
You know, kind of like when you win the toss in football or in I look at it more like tennis.
Okay.
You win the toss or whatever, you get to choose, do you want to serve first or do you want to pick which side? Pretty much you almost always serve first unless there's a sun issue or whatever.
Well, so getting the... Maybe
that's like picking the side instead of picking what's normally preferable, isn't it?
I mean, he doesn't get the last spoken, but...
Isn't that what you want?
I don't know. You could maybe the strategy is no one sticks around that long.
Who cares what side of the stage you're on?
Oh, better... I don't know. Everyone has a better side. I don't know. Maybe.
This is my good... Hey, look, folks...
An emotional tribute for one of the best to ever do it. Willie Mays honored prior to a game last night between St. Louis and San Francisco.
Yes, it is a celebration.
A day after Juneteenth, Major League Baseball paid tribute to the game's earliest black heroes Thursday night in Birmingham at the country's oldest professional ballpark, Rickwood Field. Much of the night was focused on the greatest giant ever, Willie Mays, who passed away this week at 93.
If there's any way on earth my father could come down here, he would.
Earlier this week, we learned that the day before he died, Mays had actually provided a message he wanted read to the city to express his gratitude for both his home state and the recent ruling that Negro League statistics be included in official MLB records.
That was a really neat broadcast last night on Fox. They even did some of the innings in like old-timey TV with like using 2 cameras. Even the sound was tinny.
Yeah, nice.
It was cool. They really
give it the whole
job.
effect for those who weren't there in person, because obviously those things are cool in person.
It was great theater. They did a great job with it.
7:10 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Hey, it's WTMJ's Steve Scafidi for Universal Windows Direct. Spring is here. It's only going to get hotter from here on out. Do not cool off the outside of your house this year. Call my guys at Universal Windows Direct. Super spacer technology. What does that mean? It keeps the edge of the glass warmer, holds the window seal longer, and makes the windows last up to 5 times longer than other window systems. So your windows from Universal Windows Direct perform better and last longer. Plus, Universal Windows Direct backs it up with a true lifetime warranty as long as you own the home and a 20-year warranty to the next homeowner. Plus, 0% financing for 60 months. Updating your windows with Universal Windows Direct means extra protection from the elements, a consistent temperature in your home, increased energy efficiency, and reduced heating and cooling costs, plus a quieter and more comfortable home. For every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 free, plus 0% financing for 60 months. That's 5 years. Restrictions apply. Tell them I told you to call. Get an additional $250 off your project. Go to UWD.com. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Traffic is sponsored by Richlands Tire and Service Center.
Richlands Tire and Service Centers. 5 locations and all easy to find. Visit richlands.com when you're due for service.
Checking in with Steph Graham, who's watching traffic today.
Hey, Vinny. I am seeing normal travel times so far all across the system. 43, 94, 894, all looking good. No incidents at this time, and travel times are normal. I'm Steph Graham with your WTMJ Johnston & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today: partly cloudy and humid, chance for afternoon and evening showers and thunderstorms, highs in the upper 70s. We'll hold on to that chance of rain for the first part of the overnight. Lows dip back into the mid 60s. It is hot, humid, partly cloudy for our Saturday, afternoon and evening showers and storms looking likely, highs in the upper 80s and low 90s. Then mostly sunny, cooler, less humid for Sunday and Monday, highs near 80. Then hot and humid again on Tuesday. Chance for showers and storms with a high near 90 degrees. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee right now at 65 degrees.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's Eric Bilstad and Vince Petrano.
7:12 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Second day in a row, I got to give you a little bit more information on the top story that we're covering. And sadly, if it weren't so commonplace, it would be more shocking. Crime in Milwaukee starts the day.
This should never happen. This is unacceptable. And everyone who hears this should be appalled and angered.
It's Milwaukee Police Chief Jeffrey Norman. This is what caused that hours-long traffic jam that so many people were caught of just north of downtown Thursday afternoon. Here are the particulars. This morning, we know 2 teenagers are recovering after being shot by police. In fact, one of them may not survive. Her injuries are more serious than the other. One of the teens, that 18-year-old woman, she was pregnant. Her child did not survive.
As we're embarking on summertime, it is imperative that we understand, where are our children? As we hear in this particular situation, we have multiple young people involved in unacceptable behavior in this city. This is unacceptable. Parents, what is going on with your children?
Well, the children, according to police, were out carjacking and robbing people downtown in Milwaukee. In addition to the teens whom I mentioned were shot by police, 4 other teenagers ranging in age from as young as 15 to 18 years old, boys and girls, arrested in connection with 2 armed carjackings downtown broad daylight Thursday. Now, here's how it played out. According to Chief Norman, MPD then spotted one of those stolen cars following the incidents, followed the carjackers onto the freeway. 43 northbound, if you've driven through there lately, is a mess. Construction everywhere. And the suspect vehicle was headed northbound and got trapped in a construction lane. So there are some dedicated lanes just for construction vehicles in and out. Seems like the suspects shot up that lane and then, ran out of room.
Realized that was the wrong lane to take.
Yeah, and active construction workers were on scene, according to police. And then MPD says an officer fired into the vehicle when it had already rammed a squad car once and appeared to be backing up again toward another officer who was immediately behind it. And also, you can probably extrapolate, Chief Norman didn't speculate, but said, you could think was probably trying to get away, get back out onto the freeway where further mayhem could ensue. So that's when the officer fired his weapon. Police Chief Norman, frustrated, asked about the fact that you've got this going on here weeks before 50,000 people come here for the RNC. Day 1 of Summerfest, which brings people in from all over.
We are in law enforcement. We enforce the law. Police in the community is all of our responsibility.
Yeah, his point, he was asked, like, well, what more can police do? And that's when he kind of broke again. He's just like, look, we're the police.
Yeah.
So this is what we do. Somebody got carjacked. We chased him. We got him. And authorities will sort out whether or not it was a justified shooting. But nonetheless, that's what we do. But what do you want us to do?
Yeah, there's only so much that police can be doing in a situation like this.
So the officer who fired the shots is on leave. It's West Allis Police that will investigate whether he was justified in taking that action. MPD will continue to investigate who among those 6 teenagers involved in this did exactly what with regards to the earlier carjackings and, of course, the fleeing from police. 7:15, sports is up next. It's sponsored by Holiday Automotive at Highway 23 in Fond du Lac. Holiday Automotive, it's worth the trip.
Hey, Wisconsin, Greg Matzik here for Holiday Mazda in Fond du Lac. Hey, go where summer leads you and drive inspired in the new Mazda car or crossover or Mazda certified pre-owned model that's right for you. As Wisconsin's #1 Mazda dealer, Holiday is the destination to gear up for your journey, get more Mazda for your money, and more for your trade, while experiencing all the stuff that makes fans out of drivers from all over the Badger State. Loyal fans like me who value Team Holiday's welcoming hospitality, simplified buying approach, and award-winning guest care. Connect with Holiday now to lock in the season's best offers, like rates as low as 0% on Mazda SUV favorites, like the invigorating and beautiful Mazda CX-5, the rugged and refined Mazda CX-50, or the 3-row, roomy and responsive Mazda CX-90. Or check out the comfortably low lease payments. Which one will inspire you? Find out with Mazda. Treat yourself to a test drive and discover the difference at Holiday Mazda in Fond du Lac and online at holidaymazda.com. Holiday Mazda. It's worth the trip.
It's Brewers Cubs. It's the I-94 rivalry. It's your chance to defend American Family Field. Be here June 28th through the 30th for 3 huge Brewers games. Find your spot for the action at brewers.com/tickets.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Eric Bilstad and Vince Vitrano.
7:17 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Brewers don't come home until next week. Got to finish off this West Coast road trip through the weekend. Not a good start in the series and not a good end to Game 1 against the Padres Thursday night in San Diego. Now, the Brewers did battle back. It's a tie ball game, 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. Brewers trying to push it to extra innings here.
Another payoff on the way. And a drive to right. It is going to be a fair ball and a walk-off home run for Jake Cronenworth.
You hit a home run.
Just inside the fair pole down the right field.
All right.
Yoel Payamps gave it up, but there was plenty of blame to go around in this one. The crew gave up 4 home runs, and on that and the mistakes, manager Pat Murphy.
I mean, we walked the leadoff hitter to open the game, 4 pitches that scored. We gave up 2 0-2 home runs. It's very unusual, back-to-back. I've never seen that in 40-plus years of baseball. 0-2 count, 2 homers, back-to-back.
Never seen that before.
Guy's been around baseball for a minute, right? You got a guy who's been in the game as long as Pat Murphy said. Never seen that before. That's new. Not good. Brewers and Padres. Again tonight, 8:40 will be the first pitch right here on WTMJ.
Overseas. Giannis says he wants to play in the Olympics for Greece. I never realized this. He's never played in the Olympics before. And obviously the Olympics upcoming here in Paris, and he wants to be on the court for that. He says he should be good to go. He admits he was never even close to returning from his calf injury for the playoffs and the Bucks when the Bucks were in the playoffs. He says he feels good. Hasn't practiced, though. He has not even been on a basketball court for 2.5 months. So hopefully all goes well when he plays overseas, and hopefully he can then return fully healthed for us in the fall. Yeah, that's what I'm going with.
Sure, good. I like it.
Thank you.
Coming up, Porty McChancellor rests his case, citing Unlimited. WTMJ News Time, 7:19.
Throughout history, some people have been born into greatness because of their name or family. Others gained greatness because of their actions. On Wisconsin's Morning News, we celebrate everyday heroes, the John or Jane Doe who had no idea when they woke up one morning they'd be saving a life. Everyday Heroes, Thursday at 6:40 on Wisconsin's Morning News, presented by Azura Memory Care and Assisted Living, transforming the culture of care. WTMJ's Eric Bilstead here. Just got more mulch delivered. Another big old pile of mulch delivered on the driveway. Got a project we're working on. Hopefully this weekend I can take care of that because I need that pile gone. I need that pile gone so I can enjoy the view from the street as I pull in to see those garage doors from J.D. Griffiths. J.D. Griffiths installed our garage doors a year ago and have really just enhanced the house. They pop. J.D. Griffiths has been at it for more than 70 years. Milwaukee's detached garage builders, as well as provider of premier garage doors. It's super easy, super quick. It's painless. You can have a nice, easy estimate taken care of. And here's something else J.D. Griffiths is offering, an exclusive offer to you, the WTMJ listener. Just go to jdgriffiths.com/WTMJ. Schedule your free estimate. Claim your deal. Here's what J.D. Griffiths will offer you. A new garage door, and you can save $100 on your garage door opener. Enhance your house. Make it pop from J.D. Griffiths.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Debbie's off today. We'll check in with Steph Graham here on the traffic.
Hey, Vinny, and wow, I got to tell you, it's still looking pretty good out there. I am keeping an eye on the cameras. Everything is looking smooth, a little bit of volume increase, but so far a very, very nice Friday morning commute for anyone who is out there. And if you see something while you're out there that we should know about, call the WTMJ Hall Mazda traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. Find out with Hall Mazda all summer. I'm Steph Graham for WTMJ Johnson & Sons Painting Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast, high of 77 degrees today. It will stay humid, and we have showers and storms possible this afternoon. This evening as well, with a low down to 66. Saturday looks hot and humid. High temperature getting up to 88 degrees. Showers and storms moving in the afternoon, likely. And then Sunday looks perfect. High of 80 degrees under mostly sunny skies. We'll start out the work week with a high of 81 and mostly sunny on Monday. Right now, 65 in Milwaukee.
It's a waiting game now for former lacrosse chancellor Dr. Joe Gao. You know him as
Porny McChancellor.
After 2 days of testimony at a disciplinary hearing, a panel of educators will now provide its thoughts on whether Gao should be terminated for posting pornographic videos of he and his wife online. Gao wants to teach, and he wants to remain a tenured faculty member.
To do the kind of work that you do, you got to be in great shape and have a lot of stamina.
So that wasn't the closing argument.
Why is that the clip you always play? Where's the one with the laugh, too?
There's also that one. So that wasn't the closing argument, but one was given on Thursday, and both sides got to speak, including Gao.
Yes, my wife Carmen Wilson and I created a series of sexually explicit videos and books. We did so on our own time, using our own money.
That's what Gao said. He said, look, this was never even a thing until you guys brought it up, and then it became public knowledge for everybody. Now, to counter that a bit, I mean, they did post it online, so anyone could find it. It wasn't like it was hidden on a phone in their room or something like that. Anyway, Gao calls this, like he told us earlier this week on Wisconsin's Morning News, he called it a First Amendment issue.
I also want to remind everyone here that the Wisconsin state statute that guides this hearing, UWS Chapter 4, says a tenured faculty member has all the constitutional rights and privileges enjoyed by any other U.S. citizen and can only be dismissed for just cause.
So now, prosecutors say there were other things involved as well. It wasn't just the porn. They
call them prosecutors.
Well, see, that's what's so funny about that.
It's like
Can
a
I
court
just
case.
say, though, like how silly this whole thing is? Like, it's almost even more silly by this kangaroo court that was just created where you have cross-examination, you had opening statements, closing statements, 2 days of testimony.
And they're not even doing it on campus. They're in like
they're in a
hotel ballroom somewhere, right? On Alaska.
Shut out the Omni Center.
Yes, yes. It's not even a courtroom, anything like that. Anyway, the quote-unquote prosecutors say he refused to cooperate in the investigation. He used his school laptop to utilize pornographic material.
Credible evidence supports the conclusion that Dr. Gao violated the university's acceptable computer use policy. Login credentials for pornographic websites were recovered from the laptop computers, And the X-Hamster form was found on the desktop.
Yeah, we got login credentials.
Whoa, you didn't mention that.
Well, and also this. So this was kind of one of the messages that was made on Wednesday. Professor Linda Dickmeyer spoke. She's with the communications department there. And she says that Gao oftentimes just showed up in classrooms.
It became pretty clear that he wasn't interested in the content of the class, and it really was just an opportunity for the chancellor to come in and visit with students.
Yeah, she said that he would come in, offer himself to different professors to speak or whatever. Then he'd go in there, and then he just wouldn't even really offer any substance. In fact, sometimes it would actually bring them back as far as their curriculum.
You asked if we would let you come into the class, and we provided an opportunity for what we called, for lack of a better word, to be a co-teacher. And in those cases, it just became difficult for folks to manage their classes because you would not come prepared or actually respond to or answer the questions or talk about course content.
You would just go in there.
And
sometimes
that's
carrying a guitar.
Right,
No,
and that's
okay.
the chancellor. So you can't, if
Yeah.
you're one of these instructors, not let him in. But they're saying he's coming in just goofing with the students.
His reaction?
Wow, I respectfully disagree with you on
Yeah, he disagrees.
that, and nobody ever said a word to me that, hey, you're not talking on the topic.
And we know that this is true because Adam Roberts, who is phenomenally producing the show today, was in those classes when he would walk in.
That's right.
Yeah, so you saw it up close. So now the panel is in closed session. They spent all day Thursday afternoon in closed session. And the plan now, once a decision is made, a written summary will be sent to both Gao and to the school, in which case you would assume it will be made public at that point.
You know, look, here's the problem. It sounds to me like Joe Gao wants to do what Joe Gao wants to do. And that's fine. You want to do porn, or you want to hang out with students, and you want to whatever, but the problem is he can't be managed. He won't submit to authority in this new role, and that's another grounds to just say, sorry, we're done here.
Lucky guy. That's all I'll say.
Right?
There's my laugh. News a bunch of money this morning. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. Dow Jones Industrial Average climbed nearly 300 points to 39,135 in trading Thursday. The NASDAQ at 17,722. That was down 140 points, and the S&P 500 dropped 14 to 5473. Inflation is not going away. Download your copy of Safeguarding Against Inflation, Strategies for Wealth Preservation at annexwealth.com/inflation.
It's Heiser's Super Summer Savings Event. We have new Ford, Chevy, Toyota, Lincoln, and Cadillac vehicles. Let's make your summer plans way more fun. No matter your style, our Heiser consultants will streamline the process for you. That way, you can get back to enjoying road trips, barbecues, boating, and the rest summer has to offer. So stop in or shop online at Heiser.com. And remember, at Heiser, today's your day.
See dealer for complete details.
Sharks. Most people see them as a threat, but we see a potential cure. At UW Health Carbone Cancer Center, we're the only team in the world researching whether antibodies from sharks can be used to fight cancer. A discovery that would revolutionize the future of cancer care, turning possibilities into remarkable realities. So one day, instead of what if, we can ask what's next. UW Health Carbone Cancer Center. Remarkable.
Did somebody say free diamond bracelet? That's right. Diamonds Direct is expanding upon their best offer yet. Make any purchase this month and receive a free diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. That's right. Any engagement ring, any diamond necklace, any timepiece. Purchase any item valued at $10,000 or more and receive a stunning diamond tennis bracelet at no extra cost. Every purchase of $10,000 or more qualifies. So hurry into Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet ends June 30th. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
Here's to sweet summer days together with friends and family in Wisconsin. To discovering magic in every moment.
Hey, Mom, over here.
And to reconnecting through a world filled with wonder.
Wow.
Here's to supper club celebrations and dancing until the sun goes down. Here's to those who Wisconsin. Plan your summer getaway at travelwisconsin.com.
Traffic is sponsored by TaybackAttorneys.com. Veterans benefits denied? Call Tayback for the payback.
Brave Americans who served shouldn't be denied benefits or have a disability claim incorrectly evaluated by the VA. If you're one of those vets, call Tayback for the Payback. TaybackAttorneys.com.
Everything looking good on the roads. No major incidents or slowdowns to report. I'm Steph Graham for Johnson & Sons Paving. Time saver traffic.
On Wisconsin's Morning News, partly cloudy and humid today with a chance of showers and storms this afternoon and a high of 77.
ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. The first presidential debate of the 2024 election will be held in less than a week. Former President Trump holding policy meetings with advisors, including J.D. Vance and Marco Rubio, and President Biden preparing at Camp David with his advisors. ABC senior congressional correspondent Rachel Scott has more.
This is going to look and feel a whole lot different. There will be no live studio audience, no staff interactions once they get on that debate stage. You remember those past debates that turned into shouting matches between President Biden and former President Donald Trump? Well, this time around, the candidates' microphones will only be turned on when it is their turn to speak.
The hot weather is still the big story from the plains through the Northeast. The heat causing major travel disruptions on the Northeast corridor on Thursday. More records could be broken today. Wildfires still raging out of control in New Mexico. 2 people have died so far. And cleanup along the Texas Gulf Coast continues from Tropical Storm Alberto. This is ABC News.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:31.
From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, a pregnant woman lost her unborn child and another teenager shot by police in a full freeway shutdown on Thursday. Milwaukee police said they were going after a vehicle driven by teenagers presumed to be connected to a pair of armed robberies and carjackings earlier in the day.
Suspect driver drove forward and then reversed the vehicle. An officer was located behind the vehicle at that time. At this time, another officer discharged his firearm into the vehicle, subsequently striking 2 suspects.
One of those suspects shot an 18-year-old woman from Milwaukee. She suffered life-threatening injuries, and the baby did not survive. The other suspect, 17-year-old boy, suffered serious injuries. Chief Norman said the officer who fired the shots is on administrative leave while the West Allis Police Department investigates whether the shooting was justified.
Meanwhile, 2 people are dead after police say they were speeding on the north side of Milwaukee overnight, hit a light pole near 27th and Center. The victims haven't been identified, but a driver and passenger both killed in that crash.
Suburban and rural school districts statewide are waiting to find out the implications of Milwaukee Public Schools getting a boost in funding. TMJ4's Andrea Albers is investigating how that $250 million referendum that MPS passed could affect schools far beyond Milwaukee.
The impact on Cedarburg schools is included in a hypothetical analysis by Wisconsin's Legislative Fiscal Bureau. It examined the potential impact of Milwaukee Public Schools spending an additional $140 million in the first year of its referendum. More than 350 districts would also receive less aid. In Kenosha, a reduction of $858,000. Racine, $1.9 million. Waukesha, more than $2 million. And West Bend, just over $1 million.
The funding mechanism set to change ahead of the 2025-26 school year.
Anyone looking to buy a house, reminder, it's a seller's market right now. Marquette University Professor Emeritus David Clark tells WTMJ which direction he expects the housing market to go in the coming months.
We think that 2024 is going to look a lot like 2023, with one caveat, and that's we do think that sales statewide will be higher in 2024 than they were in 2023.
According to the Wisconsin Realtors Association, mortgage rates surpassed 7% in the month of May.
New study finds pollution from last year's fiery train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio, made it all the way to Wisconsin. In fact, a dozen other states. The study conducted by the National Atmospheric Deposition Program showed traces of the fire and snow that fell in Wisconsin the week of the derailment.
Coming up, where you sit matters.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 7:34.
Traffic is brought to you by James Imaging Systems, your local document imaging partner. Visit jamesimaging.com.
The Volrath Company implemented a DocuWare content management solution from James Imaging Systems. Volrath Director of Information Systems, John Sharp.
They've helped us upgrade from a previous version of our document management to automate our accounts payable processes, to store the invoices, to the three-way match, and really streamline those processes.
In addition to a DocuWare content management solution, the key to continued success is the James Imaging Systems Solutions Group.
And And as an extension of our team, they've got intimate knowledge of why we've done some of the things that we do. And when we run into any issues, they're there to support us.
A DocuWare content management solution from the James Imaging Systems Solutions Group.
They know exactly where we are in our project cycle so that we've always got continuous improvement.
Content management and workflow automation from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Hey, WTMJ's Sean Mercure here. It was time to paint the outside of our house, and I was overwhelmed. I really wasn't looking forward to it. Thank goodness I got in touch with CertaPro Painters, each business independently owned and operated right here in Wisconsin. They made it easy. They were quick. They were efficient. They were friendly and fun. It's CertaPro Painters. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com. That's Certa with a C. My home has never looked better, literally. I couldn't be happier. It's CertaPro Painters. When choosing a painting professional, the choice is simple. Choose happy. Choose CertaPro Painters.
Woo! Hey, this is Ben Brust from Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin. People can't stop screaming about the Screamin' Sicilian frozen pizza, and no wonder. There's plenty to scream about, like the buttery stone-fired crust, secret recipe tomato sauce, mounds of whole milk mozzarella, and tons of premium toppings. Find Screamin' Sicilian in your local grocer's freezer and find out for yourself why Sport called Screamin' Sicilian's Holy Pepperoni Frozen Pizza the best of the best. Screamin' Sicilian. Taste what all the screamin' is about.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 736.
Who do we have for Brewers 360? Brewers President of Business Operations, Rick Schlesinger.
Because there's something happening at AmFam this weekend.
Big show. Talk about that at 7:45.
So we told you earlier about how a decision has been made now. President Biden and former President Donald Trump, who are debating next week, have figured out where each are going to sit and who has the last speaking opportunity.
Biden won a coin toss and got to choose where he'll stand. He chose the podium on the right. Now, Trump got to pick the order of closing statements, and he chose to have the last word.
ABC's M win there. So Trump gets the last word. Biden, who won the coin toss, is going to be on the right.
Now, I asked you this before. Why, when it's your choice, do you not pick to go last? You want to choose where you stand?
And my thought was, at least, maybe they thought that was more important than getting the last word, because by then, who's paying attention? Last word might not.
So there is that.
But here's what Slate says.
Why else?
Because it makes you seem more powerful. In Western culture, we read from left to right. We watch theater and television that way, too. Our eyes end up on the right side of the screen where the host sits. In the theory of stagecraft, it's understood that a rightward placement telegraphs royalty. So if you're on the right-hand side,
screen right or stage right?
Stage left, screen right.
Okay.
Stage designers hold that guests make a stronger impression if they enter from stage left, crossing in front of the host and shifting the audience's focus. That's what Letterman used to do. He'd walk across. Remember that? Late night hosts generally sit slightly upstage, farther back, and slightly elevated from their guests, which likewise reinforces the notion of a power imbalance. I'm sorry.
Man.
So that's why.
So a lot of that is in our subconscious, right? It's what we read into what we see, even though you don't think, like, I don't know.
Because Carson was always there, Leno, Fallon, all those guys. Because of that's why you're going to see Biden on the right side next week.
News is sponsored by Annex Wealth Management's Money Talk. That's heard Saturdays at 10 right here on WTMJ.
Market volatility, global issues. We hear about inflation easing, but it's still a real issue. More than a few headwinds this year. That's probably why Americans like you feel uncertain about their financial future. Just 59% of affluent Americans felt secure last year, and that's down from the year before. Boomers, not much room for error. Gen X might need more than a 401k. And for millennial families with big dreams, it's time to get real about saving and investing. Talk to Annex Wealth Management. Build security with a partner on your side for unbiased advice. Our goal is a plan that prepares you to maintain your desired lifestyle throughout retirement. Investments are a start, but you may need more. That's why Annex delivers tax and estate planning. There's an Annex plan personalized for you. Annex Comprehensive Wealth fits most individuals and families, but if you've got high net worth with complex needs, Annex Private Client is your solution. Just starting out? Annex Ignite is a great choice. Know the difference with Annex Wealth Management. Click the Get Started button at annexwealth.com.
Just in to see the docs at Connect Chiropractic for my 1-year reassessment. Yep, been seeing Dr. Alex Young and his team for a full year now. Now, maybe you've been to see the chiropractor before. A lot of times folks go in a few times, something's been bothering them, hurting or pinching or whatever. You get it fixed, you feel a little better, you never go back. That's not how we do things at Connect Chiropractic. I want to save all the progress that I've gained over the last year. Neck, back, shoulder, all feeling so much better. So now a year out, we looked again at the x-rays, the readout in the nerve and muscle activity, celebrated some tremendous progress, and now we've formed a plan to keep things straightened out and feeling better in the year ahead. If there's chronic pain or other health issues that's keeping you down, isn't it at least worth a shot? No twisting, no cracking, no popping. Special tool that these docs use to make all the gentle but effective adjustments. Find out more by booking your first appointment now. You can do it all online at Go Connect Chiro. That's GoConnectChiro.com.
Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life. Brands from Carhartt to Milwaukee to Purina to Goodyear to Rapala to Levi's and a whole lot more. In-store or online, check out all the brands Fleet Farm carries to help make your everyday life better.
7:40 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Checking in with Steph Graham here on the traffic.
Hey, Vinny, we are seeing some action here on the roads down in the Greenfield area from about the Mitchell to the Hale. We are getting those slowdowns there in that construction area, 894 West. So be aware of that. And then on 4145 northbound at the ramp from Blue Mound Road, there is the right shoulder blocked due to a disabled vehicle. So just something to be aware of there. Doesn't seem to be affecting travel times at this time. I'm Steph Graham with your WTMJ Johnston & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
The WTMJ 5-day forecast for today, partly cloudy and humid. Chance for afternoon and evening showers and storms, highs in the upper 70s. We'll hold on to the chance of rain for a bit tonight, lows down into the mid-60s. It is hot, humid, and partly cloudy for Saturday. Afternoon and evening showers and storms likely, with highs in the upper 80s and low 90s. It is mostly sunny for Sunday and Monday and feeling cooler. Highs near 80 degrees, then hot and humid on Tuesday. Chance for showers and storms with a high near 90 degrees. I'm meteorologist Brendan Johnson with the Storm Team forecast on WTMJ.
Milwaukee right now at 64 degrees.
Hanson. See, I told you.
I thought they only had one song.
Oh. By the way, speaking of Summerfest, we'll do Summerfest trivia with Tausch coming up in 10 minutes.
Hanson, I believe the BMO Harris Pavilion, or the BMO Pavilion is what they call it in the Summerfest grounds. Tonight, day 2 launches at noon today.
So Donald Sutherland has passed away, one of the most unique and interesting actors of a generation, 88 years old. It's fascinating. You talk to someone who's been around a while, they'll think MASH, right?
Okay. I think, first thing I think of when I think of Donald Sutherland is Animal House. Creepy, weird professor.
But you talk to
ended up with Boone's girlfriend.
You talk to the younger generation, they think Hunger Games,
right?
I mean, the guy's done everything. One of my favorite films of Donald Sutherland was Backdraft. He played the pyro in Backdraft. It's phenomenal in that movie.
Could do it all, really. Like, can play the villain, can play the good guy, can play the guy who's kind of little of both, right?
His son Kiefer Sutherland announcing his death on Instagram and on X, but did not say what cause of death. And of course, he 88 years old. Yeah.
7:43, we've got Brewers President of Business Operations Rick Schlesinger joining us next. We'll do some Brewers with him, but there's big doings at the ballpark this weekend as well that have nothing to do with baseball. It's all next on Wisconsin's Morning News.
Outdoor living is great, but it's best when it's at your own home. Well, there's a company called Outdoor Living Unlimited that will build you a deck, a patio, pergola, fire pit, all manner of things to enhance outdoor living at your place, even an outdoor kitchen. Get started right away. Contact Outdoor Living Unlimited now. Get your yard project onto Outdoor Living Unlimited's calendar while there's still openings. OutdoorLivingUnlimited.com.
When you're due for tire service, visit richlands.com for the location nearest you.
We'll give you a free flat tire repair on every tire we install. No questions asked. I'm Brett Matchke with Richlands. You're due for service.
Richlands. Self-medicating with pills or sprays may make matters worse. Life-changing nasal breathing relief that can lead to much better sleep starts with a healthy breathing triangle.
Time for an update from the Gruber Law Office's One Call, That's All Sports Desk. Here's Eric Bilstad
and Vince Vitrano.
Brewers will continue their West Coast road trip tonight. Another game in San Diego. Lost 7-6 yesterday. Exciting ball game. Actually, somebody texted in. I mean, went down to the bottom of the ninth, 2 outs. Brewers were trying to force it into extra innings and gave up a long ball. So that was that. But one of the texters said, I know it didn't end well for us, but
it was fun to watch.
Really super exciting game. Brewers and Padres from San Diego once again tonight, 8:40 first pitch. Brewers 360 is sponsored by Outdoor Living Unlimited. Rick Schlesinger, Brewers President of Business Operations, on the line with us this morning. Hey, Rick, before we get into the homestand highlights and big concert this weekend, I saw a whole lot of people posting pictures with Snoop Dogg when he visited last weekend. I don't know if I didn't see you. Did you have an audience with Snoop?
I was a few feet away, but I actually did not. He was surrounded by cameras and players, and it was great to see him, and he was hysterical in the broadcast. But next time he's in town, I think I'm going to have dinner with him.
You guys exchanged numbers?
I swear, you were the only one that didn't get that picture, it sounds like.
Yeah, well, it was great. I mean, he threw some balls in our batting cages. He threw out the first pitch. He did a few long inning on the game. He talked to Euchre by FaceTime. I mean, he did everything. I thought he was going to come and serve hot dogs and pour some beer and then do some of my work.
He seemed like he would do whatever. Hey, Rick, Kenny Chesney at the ballpark this weekend. Kenny Chesney and others. Interesting, it's happening at the same time as Summerfest, but obviously you believe that there are only a few tickets still out there, so clearly it didn't matter that these two big competing music events were happening.
No, I think the reality is the promoters know exactly how to work with schedules of others, and yeah, we were not concerned. In fact, we've got 41,000 tickets sold for the concert tomorrow, and there's maybe 800 tickets left. But yeah, it's great. So it's great for music fans. If you're not a Chesney fan, but you want to go down to Summerfest, there's great opportunities there, and we have a great relationship with Summerfest. So there's certainly enough people to enjoy both activities.
And clearly, this seems to be working for Chesney because he's been at the stadium before.
Yeah, this I think is his fourth concert here, and he's a great performer, huge following, and he loves playing here. He loves playing in a climate-controlled environment with a roof, and while the stage has him covered, he doesn't want his fans to get wet, and he loves playing here. We sell it every time he comes.
So Brewers return home. We'll have the Rangers on the front end of the next homestand, and then the Cubs come back to town already at the end of next week.
Yeah, so we're selling standing room only tickets for the Cubs Saturday and Sunday games. Some tickets left for Friday. Obviously, some good availability for Texas, but we're going to have the defending world champions in town, and then the Cubs, for a whole bunch of reasons, always a big draw, and these should be good games. And the standings in our division seem to change as long as we're in front. I don't care,
right.
But one day the Cubs are in second, another day the Cubs are in fifth, so you never know what you're going to get.
So you had Snoop throwing out the first pitch not that long ago. You got Summerfest taking place. That means who knows? Someone else might be throwing out the first pitch.
We're always open to celebrities and people who want to have fun. And yeah, so Snoop was sort of a legendary experience the other day, and we're getting a lot of attention, which is great. He's an icon.
Hey, we were joking with Craig Kashan, who was on this time with us a couple of days ago, about how, all-star voting is open. Of course, a number of Brewers, I think, ought to make this team. Of course, William Contreras tops on my list.
Without a doubt.
We're joking about how it used to be back in the day. I went to that game, the mid-afternoon game against the Blue Jays the other week with my oldest daughter, and she said, I keep seeing vote Brewers. What is that about? I'm like, well, it's all-star voting. I'm like, in our day, you'd get the usher to give you a stack of about 30 of those punch-out tabs and think you were doing your part.
Oh, I remember those days, and you'd try to take a pen and push as many as you could, and yeah, we've certainly modernized the system, and unfortunately, you're limited to how much you can vote. But the fact that Contreras and Christian Yelich are in the finalist positions, we want Joey Ortiz, the rookie, to make it. He's close, so yeah, there's a lot of deserving Brewers.
Rick Schlesinger with us on Brewers 360 today. Have a great and successful weekend, Rick, and we got the homestand coming up next week.
Thanks, Vinny.
And once again, tonight, Brewers and Padres with an 8:40 first pitch.
Don't forget, more trivia with Tausch next.
Summerfest trivia with
Yes,
Tausch.
sir.
7:49 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tauscher here for my friends at Kohler Services. If you need a bath or shower remodel, turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, get 0% interest for 12 months on your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote. With fast, professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
Well, I would say some of the biggest challenges to building American-made furniture is competing with low overseas wages. America has higher wages.
Ben and Arvid Huth from Penny Mustard Furnishings.
It's still a big benefit to make it in the United States because even though labor costs are higher, we all know the American worker is the most efficient, most productive worker in the world, especially employees in the Midwest. Midwest people are renowned for their work ethic. There's advantages to that outweigh extra labor cost. And there's also a lot of other advantages. Freight costs are way cheaper if it's made locally.
If you build furniture in China and you send it to the Midwest, it's 8,000 miles to get here. And in order to make that travel, you have to be well packaged, heavy cardboard, lots of foam, lots of bubble wrap. We don't do any of that.
Not very environmentally friendly.
No, not very environmentally friendly if you're concerned about that, but we just use a blanket, right? Our furniture travels from the wood shop to our warehouse and right to the customer. And everything's touched by our people. We have no third party touching any of that, so we can control that quality.
PennyMustard.com.
Check out new low prices on your favorite items at Sendix, like 6-ounce Yoplait yogurt for just 79 cents every day. Sendix, your trusted local grocer.
WTMJ, W277CV, and WKTI HD2 Milwaukee from the Annex Wealth Management Studios. This is News Radio WTMJ, a Good Karma brand station.
Debbie's been out this week. We got Steph Graham on the roads today. Traffic sponsored by Sendix Food Market, your trusted local grocer since 1926. Steph?
Hey, Vinny, good to be here. We do have some slowdowns happening. 94 westbound through the Stadium Interchange is going to be a little bit of a tap on the brakes for you, as well as 894 westbound leading up to Greenfield there from the Mitchell to the Hale. You're going to see a slowdown there in that construction zone. And then we still are seeing this right shoulder blocked due to a disabled vehicle on 4145 northbound at the ramp from Blue Mound Road. So that is what we've got so far. I'm Steph Graham with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
WTMJ forecast sponsored by Dave Drake Camp Heating, where your comfort is their family's tradition. Chance of showers and storms this afternoon with humid conditions at a high of 77 degrees. That chance continues for showers and storms tonight, low down to 66. Saturday should be okay in the morning, hot and humid nonetheless, partly cloudy skies, and then showers and storms likely by the afternoon, high of 88. Sunday mostly sunny and a high of 80. Right now 64 in Milwaukee.
Idea Man.
This is the tough part of the business side of competitive heating, which I never thought I would be saying on any type of radio show.
Innovator.
Joey Jaws is the GOAT when it comes to competitive eating. Now you get to see who's the next person up.
And Packers Hall of Famer.
If you are interested, the sports book says Jeffrey Esper is the
Espy! Old Esper is going to wolf down some dogs.
Last year he ate 49 hot dogs. I'm trying to remember how many Jaws has eaten in his peak.
Just
70
that's in the
something.
mid-60s.
Yeah, 60s.
You're looking at a 20-dog split.
It's time for Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin and Kohler Services.
At 7:53, Mark Tauscher on Wisconsin's Morning News, sponsored by Kohler Services.
All right, day 2 of the first weekend of Summerfest. You ready for some more trivia, Tausch?
I am definitely ready. Yesterday I thought we were okay. I think we'll be better today.
I'm excited for you guys. Okay. We'll start with OAR playing the Briggs and Stratton Big Backyard tonight. Crazy Game of Poker. This is one of their more popular songs. So the question is, who's playing cards? And what the song is really about. A, it's a song about a real game of poker between some of the original bandmates. B, it's about a man playing against the devil. Or C, it's about the singer and his father playing cards.
See, now, Tausch, you had great insight on this yesterday because you said all these bands are usually inward looking. So it's usually a story about themselves, right?
Mm-hmm. I think I'm going to go C. I think, again, lead singer typically drives the bus, and relationships with dads always moves the needle, and I think from a lyrical standpoint, I think C is going to be the right answer.
I like that answer, but I'll go with A just because, sometimes these things are really simple. They're not about the complex. They're not about whatever. This one time we had a wicked card game.
You are both wrong. It's about a man playing against the devil.
I didn't turn around until I heard the sound of his feet falling on
Oh, there's the devil coming. All right, so let's move on to question 2. Let's see. I want to make sure I get you the right one here so we have the right music here.
I'm not going to lie to you. You almost have to try.
You almost what?
No, I mean, Vinny and I have to try to get it wrong. Like, if we're both guessing different answers and we're still finding a way to be wrong, that's almost more impressive than getting it right.
All right, to the Goo Goo Dolls. The Goo Goo Dolls play the BMO stage Saturday night. So this song, Iris, was featured in City of Angels. Nicolas Cage, Meg Ryan. So the Goo Goo Dolls, their music has been featured in other movies. How many Goo Goo Doll tunes have been featured in a movie soundtrack? Is it A, 3, B, 6, or C, 9 times?
9 would be a lot, don't you think, Tausch?
Yeah, I mean, I'm guessing it's the middle one. I'm going to guess 6 just because you already mentioned 1. I think they were in the Armageddon movie, too. So there's probably 4 or 5 others that I don't know. So, yeah, I'm going to go 6.
I'll ride with Tausch on this one.
The answer is C, 9. Yeah,
9 times. 9 times.
Thank you. I can't name you 9 Goo Goo Doll songs.
All right, moving on to the next one. Motley Crue, headlining the amphitheater tonight. We'll do 2 truths and a lie. 2 truths and a lie. The first one, they got kicked out of Canada. The second one, Vince Neil and his buddy Ozzy Osbourne once stole a car together and took it for a joyride. And the last one, Tommy Lee once tried to hang glide from the Bellagio. Which one of those is not true?
All completely plausible.
I was going to say, I feel like when you say that with like normal people, you'd be like, no, there's no way any of those would be true. And here I'm having a hard time figuring out what would be. I'm going to go with A as being not true.
So you think they did not get kicked out of Canada? I'm going to go with Tommy Lee off the Bellagio as being false.
Correct. Tommy Lee did not try to hang glide.
Not that he wouldn't.
So, yes, while on tour in Memphis with Osbourne and Neil both stole a car, took it for a joyride on Beale Street. Then they smashed the windows and gutted the upholstery, among other things. And then apparently they were arrested at Edmonton International Airport with their spiky clothes. They had raunchy magazines, had some drugs. Then they made up a sham bomb threat at their Edmonton show. And Canada said, get out. Now, they've since been back. But Canada did just, at the time, back in 1980, whatever, said, we don't want you here anymore. And there you go.
When an American band is on another country's terror watch list.
What do you think that process was by Vince Neil and Ozzy to get back into Canada? Like, was that a 10-year suspension and they had to go and like plead their case to come back? Or how do you think they ended up getting back in?
You know what? I think it was probably around their second careers, right? After the crazy 80s into the 90s, got into the late 90s, and Canada said, okay, fine. And they probably were going to bring a lot of money
Well, I
with
wonder
them.
who reached out to who, right? Maybe Canada's like, hey, guys, if we lifted the ban, would you come back?
Nikki Sixx told Slate, years later, we fell in love with Canada, and Canada has fallen in love with us.
All right, now. I don't need it to be all good.
Thanks, Tausch.
Bet.
These are your business headlines from the Milwaukee Business Journal.
Milwaukee tourism has another record year. According to Visit Milwaukee, Milwaukee tourism brought in $4.1 billion in total economic impact, and the county accounted for 17% of Wisconsin's total tourism numbers for 2023. IndyCar returns to the Milwaukee Mile in 2025. The venue will host an NTT IndyCar Series race on August 24th, 2025, with the race airing on Fox and on the Fox Sports app. Bona and the original Rainbow Cone restaurants expanding in Wisconsin over the next 18 months. The company is exploring future locations in Appleton, Green Bay, Madison, and Oak Creek to go along with its planned dual shop in Lake Geneva and location in Pleasant Prairie. I'm Logan Hansen with MilwaukeeBusinessJournal.com on News Radio WTMJ.
Vince Vetrano here with another referral story from my medical team at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. I love when this happens. Buddy of mine on the golf course says, who is it that fixed your knee? I've heard you talking about it. I might have to go see him. He's got a knee issue right now. He's worried about navigating the imaging process. Well, where do I go to get the MRI? And then what do I have my regular doc look at it first for referral? I told him, how do you even know you need an MRI? You might not. That's what the doctors are for. I told him, go see my guy at Ortho Wisconsin. Start there. Let him have a look at you first. Because when you're at Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, they're not going to try to run up the score by ordering tests you don't need and talking you into surgery. They're going to listen to you. They spend time working on your diagnosis. Let them help you through what you may need to learn about your injury or chronic pain. And then they can lay out a menu of options to treat it. And if you do decide to have a surgery like I did, you know you're in the best of hands. It's Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. You walk right in at an Ortho ASAP clinic or book an appointment online at orthowisconsin.com.
This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. We have two big humps in this business, right before summer and right after fall. And for us, that's when the lines are the longest. Folks usually choose to do their exterior work during those times, and what I'm trying to do here with this message is level out the flow of business so that we don't have to disappoint anyone come November and December because they were hoping to get their work done before the snow flies. I understand where the focus is during summer, but you know what? It really is a great time to get signed up for your exterior work, like siding and windows, because that's when the lines are the shortest, and it's the one time that we're pretty sure we're not going to get any snow. So if you're looking to get your work done, why put it off? The lines are shorter and we'll be ready. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, call Semper Fi, because you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry. Semper Fi.
Rose Gray here from Fox World Travel. Don't miss the largest vacation sale in the nation. It's the Fox World Travel exclusive July sale with Apple Vacations. Plus, enter for a chance to win a trip for two. Visit foxworldtravel.com/July. That's foxworldtravel.com/July.
Join the free smoothie party at Tropical Smoothie Cafe on June 21st for National Smoothie Day with bowl or food purchase. Order in-app, online, or pop by the cafe for a little sip and chill. 3 cheers to our Tropic fam. Terms and conditions apply.
You just can't pass on Less is Glass. Find us at lessglassservice.com.
The pitch. Fly ball, right center. Back is Frelick. Can he do it again? He will jump and make the catch.
The Brewers are down in San Diego to take on the Padres. Our coverage begins tonight at 8:05. We are your home for the Milwaukee Brewers. News Radio 620 WTMJ, Milwaukee.
8:03, I'm Vince Vetrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News Friday, June 21st. Our top story, death and destruction on Milwaukee's freeways.
I'm Eric Bilstead, planning the debate.
And I'm Steph Graham in for Debbie Lazaga, and we do have something new popping up here on 894 eastbound at 76th and 84th Street. You could expect some possible lane closures due to some debris in the road. So be aware of that if you are in that area. Doesn't look like it's the full road. The full road is covered by the debris, but could be something to watch out for there. And then 894 westbound through the Mitchell interchange is a little bit slow as well. And then we're also seeing a little bit of a slowdown on 4145 northbound at the ramp from Blue Mound Road, where the right shoulder is blocked due to a disabled vehicle. I'm Steph Graham for Johnson & Sons Paving, Time Saver Traffic.
Storm team forecast, high of 77 degrees today with a chance this afternoon of showers and storms. Chance of showers and storms tonight as well. Low down to 66. Right now it's 68 in Milwaukee. From the WTMJ Breaking News Center, an unborn child dead, 6 teenagers injured after a police chase that closed I-43 in both directions for hours Thursday. What happened was Milwaukee police began pursuing a vehicle. They said they wanted in connection with 2 armed robberies and carjackings earlier in the day downtown. So the pursuit was northbound on I-43. Suspect vehicle entered a construction lane. Vehicle at one point reversed and slammed into a squad car, then reversed again, appearing to approach an officer who was standing outside the squad, right directly behind that suspect vehicle. That's when another officer fired shots. 2 people at inside the suspect vehicle were shot. One of them was a pregnant 18-year-old from Milwaukee. She suffered life-threatening gunshot injuries, and the baby did not survive. A 17-year-old boy from Milwaukee suffered serious gunshot injuries, and 4 other teenagers, boys and girls, were all arrested. Milwaukee Police Chief Jeffrey Norman.
This is unacceptable. Parents, what is going on with your children? People in our community, how are we helping to keep our kids in positive behaviors rather than what we're seeing today? This should never happen.
Officer who fired those shots is on administrative leave while the West Allis Police Department investigates whether the shooting was justified.
Meanwhile, speeding led to a deadly crash overnight in Milwaukee. Police say this happened near 27th and Center. The driver hitting a light pole. The driver and the passenger both killed.
Day 2 of Summerfest. Gates open in less than 4 hours. Sarah Pancari's first year as the new CEO. She tells spanning the state what her vision is.
We're building on what this community has cultivated for 56 years, right. And our secret sauce is the diversity of the entertainment that we offer. You know, I think you'll continue to see us do even more things that enhance the music experience.
New attractions at Summerfest include an accessible public art installation called Yield.
The Marquette Community Mourning one of its own. The funeral for former President Mike Lovell held Thursday.
I miss him terribly, but I am so grateful for the 36 amazing years with him.
Lovell's wife, Amy, one of the many speakers to eulogize him. Lovell died on June 9th while on a pilgrimage to Rome. He was battling a rare cancer. He was just 57 years old.
Decision, Wisconsin, the first presidential debate of this election cycle on the horizon. President Biden and former President Donald Trump set to meet on the debate stage Thursday in Atlanta. ABC's M. Wynn.
Trump, after months of describing Biden as weak and mentally unfit, is now raising expectations for Biden's performance. Meanwhile, Biden's debate prep at Camp David is being led by his former chief of staff. Biden will reportedly focus on Trump's, quote, extreme record and is expected to attack Trump's stance on reproductive rights.
And we will have that debate for you live right here on WTMJ again Thursday. Coverage starts at 7 p.m.
Hotel in Wauwatosa that was closed 3 months will reopen to host around 150 guests for the RNC before it then shuts down permanently. So the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel says that the Radisson Hotel on Mayfair Road, it's been shut down for about 3 months now. It will house guests, though, despite its closure. The Radisson, one of 7 hotels in Tosa, hosting RNC visitors.
We've said this before of this particular artist. She moves markets, and that is happening now overseas. Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:08.
With an ever-changing inventory, you never know what great bargains you're going to be able to find at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. It makes shopping fun because the best finds are the ones you had no idea you'd even come across. And when they're at thrift store prices, it feels good. And it feels even better to know you're helping us help others. Shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
A buck doesn't buy much unless you're spending it at Griffin. For just $1 over cost, you can buy brand new tires from us. This is Jim Griffin. Any major brand, $1 over our cost, free tire repair, and lifetime rotation. We'll even show you the invoice to prove it. Our only requirements is we put them on for you. Buy one or a whole set. The dollar deal from Griffin, Milwaukee, Waukesha, Fort Atkinson, and Jefferson. Griffin, the buck stops here, but the deals on tires don't. That's Griffin.
Not combinable with other tire offers.
Get your rock-solid guaranteed pre-approval to buy at accunet.com.
A Brewers Group outing is the best way to celebrate any special occasion. You can count on the Brewers to host an event your crew won't forget. Brewers account reps make your day at the ballpark a breeze. Start planning your group outing now at brewers.com/groups.
Siding Unlimited, WTMJ News Time, 8:09.
So the show's over. Reality setting in after he was named runner-up on the latest season of Top Chef. What's in store for Chef Dan Jacobs? He talked with WTMJ.
I'm taking this day by day, but what I'm really hoping is that this experience allows me to really kind of push forward, some of the advocacy ideas I have, just to showcase the fact that, even people with disabilities or differently able people can do whatever it is that they really want to put their mind to, and don't ever give up. Don't ever let somebody tell you can't do something.
Probably pretty tough to book a table at Dan these days. However, if you want to sample his work, Chef Dan is at Summerfest. Dan serving up noodles, pork dumplings, and egg rolls at their booth.
Taylor Swift continues to tour, and it's not just fans focused on the biggest concert tour this summer.
The European Central Bank's chief economist Philip Lane was questioned at an event this week.
Well, we're looking at a bumper tourism season this summer. We have the Olympics. We also have Euro 2024.
This is very interesting, and you managed to say all of that without saying Taylor Swift.
Hundreds of thousands of Swifties have been splurging on airfare, hotels, restaurants, and friendship bracelets for her European tour dates. The singer's current stop, London's Wembley Stadium. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
At one point, can she just buy the moon?
Probably got to be getting close. She could certainly travel there.
Got to be getting close.
8:10 on Wisconsin's Morning News.
I think one of the things that patients don't realize is that when they get a joint replacement, that's not a lifetime treatment option. And they're probably, if they are a younger patient, signing up for multiple surgeries down the road.
As a physician and medical director for QC Kinetics, Dr. Caravelli's seen a pattern of trending joint pain. Prolonged medication, steroids, then surgery, possibly another surgery.
So a lot of our patients are trying to avoid or put off surgery, and this is the treatment that can help them do that.
QC Kinetics extracts your body's healing substances, concentrates them back into your aching joints to help heal and restore those areas, providing lasting relief.
Oh, I love being able to tell my patients, before we do this surgery, let's try another option. Let's see if this is right for you, because now they might not have to have surgery at all.
Call today for your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474.
Eric Bilstead here from WTMJ's Wisconsin's Morning News. I love this text that we got earlier in the week. It says, Eric, I was playing baseball with my brothers this weekend, and one hit a ball up to the roof, but that wasn't a problem because it was blocked by gutter guards from Tri-County Contracting. That's right, because that's what the folks do at Tri-County Contracting. Not just the siding, not just the roofing, not just the windows. They also take care of those gutters for you. How about that? They've been doing it for more than 40 years. Homeowners like you since the late 70s can take advantage of Tri-County Contracting, whether it's roofing, whether it's the siding, or perhaps it's even the worry-free roof tune-up. Tri-County Contracting. Here's the website, TriCountyContractingWI.com. Worry-free roofing, siding, and windows, and maybe baseball-protecting gutters. TriCountyContractingWI.com.
Get the help you need Saturday morning with How To Radio. At 7, it's the WTMJ Fix-It Show with David Nason, featuring this week's guests, Gadish Foundation and J&V Construction. At 9, plan your dream vacation with the Fox World Travel Show. At 10, get financial guidance during Money Talk. Contact Annex Wealth Management for an unbiased review of your investments at annexwealth.com. How To Radio, Saturday mornings on WTMJ.
Traffic is sponsored by Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, or downtown Milwaukee. Milwaukee Mattress, where top quality mattresses are priced hundreds less than premium national mattress brands. Found exclusively at Ken Michaels Furniture in Brookfield, Greenfield, and downtown Milwaukee.
At 8:13, we're getting an update on the roads here. Steph Graham has been watching the traffic with Debbie Off.
I am Benny, and we do have something to be aware of here. If you are traveling north of Milwaukee on 4145 northbound, there is a crash on the exit to Capitol Drive, so be aware of that. And then also watching another incident, we have some debris on the road. That's at 894 eastbound at the 76th 84th Street exit. So that is something else to be aware of if you are traveling in the Greenfield area. But otherwise, things are looking pretty good on the roads. No other major incidents to report. I'm Steph Graham with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
High of 77 degrees today. cloudy and humid with a chance of showers and storms this afternoon. And that chance of showers and storms continues tonight with a low down to 66. Right now it's 68 in Milwaukee.
Live from the Annex Wealth Management Studios at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee, this is Wisconsin's Morning News. Here's Eric Bilstad and Vince Petrano.
Just about 8:15 here on this Friday morning. Everything is happening this weekend. Everything.
Name the thing and it's taking place.
Like, this is one of these weekends, I almost get frustrated with it. Because we have these, it seems we jam so much stuff into the summer months, particularly when we get to mid to late June.
Sure.
You go through July and into early August. Everything happens. This weekend, we have, obviously, Summerfest. Summerfest Day 2. Today, gates open in less than 4 hours now. We've got Kenny Chesney's going to be at American Family Field for Huge Saturday.
Zach Brown Band, too, going to be there.
We have Strawberry Festival in Cedarburg, which is Saturday and Sunday. That's a circus. I mean, the pictures from that run probably similar to, you know that picture you always get at State Fair that looks to the south from sort of the north end, and it's just that sea of people?
Yes.
Downtown Cedarburg and over
Same
by the
thing.
fairgrounds, it looks like that during Strawberry Festival. Greek Fest opens today. That's now been moved to State Fair Park. And then this weekend at the Rock, they're going to try again with the tacos and tequila.
That's right. And the lineup, pretty strong for that as well.
Who do I have for that? I got Ludacris in the house, T.I., Chamillionaire.
How about that? Think about that for a second.
DJ Ashton Martin, Murphy
Think about
Lee.
some of the bands that are coming in the Summerfest. Then you got Chesney and company. There's some big names coming with Chesney. And then you have T.I., Luda, and the gang coming to Franklin. There's a lot. That's a lot of musicians all in one spot. Southeast Wisconsin.
And apparently sustainable. I mean, we had Rick Schlesinger from the Brewers on the other day. He's like, look, we've sold 41,000 tickets for this already. And Summerfest isn't exactly going to be hurting.
No.
You know, like they've got huge lineup for tonight. Who's the main stager tonight? Motley Crue.
Yeah.
Like, so they're doing well there. All of those artists on stage. So, right, apparently we can sustain it. I think it's a big weekend, really. Of those festivals I listed, it's really important for Greek Fest to have a good weekend and for this Tacos and Tequila Festival. Why? They've had issues of varying degrees.
Okay.
You know, Greek Fest has struggled with security. They've had things that aren't their fault, but fights and other things breaking out around there. They've had to beef up security. It's actually one of the reasons they ended up at State Fair Park, so at least they could have a controlled environment. Remember, they used to be over on the north side near Timmerman Airport.
Okay.
It was more of a neighborhood festival. And they've moved it to State Fair to try and improve security opportunities and widen their footprint. They've been able to do that, but they need to have a good and successful and safe run here. I wish them all the best in that. Tacos and Tequila, that's at the Rock in Franklin, which for one reason or another has been controversial since its birth. And then you had on top of everything, because there have been neighbor issues with the lights and the noise and the whatever, you have warring politicians, allegations floating back and forth of people who have an overly cozy relationship with the owners of the Rock, all of this stuff, all of this going around. And then last year when they did Tacos and Tequila, it was a disaster.
So Steph Graham, who's in for Debbie Lozga, she was at that event last year. Steph, were you able to enjoy the show, or was it pretty crazy?
I loved the music. That is like my time period. And but I will say the logistics left a little something to be desired. And they may or may not have run out of tequila by the time I got there.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
Tacos and Tequila Fest.
Let me back up, too, and I will defend the Rock in this much. I mean, they also had, like, severe weather that moved.
Yeah, there's a lot of
If not
problems,
severe, it was strong storms, and so that screwed everything up, and that's not their fault.
They did the best with what they could do.
Right,
but
right.
yes,
That said, even regardless of that, when there have been major events at the Rock, folks have complained that there's like, look, there's only one way in or not enough ways out or whatever. They've had trouble controlling crowds when it's this many people.
Are
On
you
top
going
of that,
this year, Steph?
I am not, only because just too many conflicting. Like you guys said, there are so many things going on this
Strawberry
weekend.
Fest to get to. I get it.
That's it. Yes. But no, it is a fun event, especially for us like 90s kids who, loved hip hop.
No, so I
Still
want
do.
all of these things to be successful. Like, know people like to complain about stuff. We ought not revel in the failure of any event in our area. If they can all work out
It'd be
and
awesome.
be successful.
Yeah.
So I just think I pick Greek Fest and Tacos and Tequila as two that need to have a good weekend here.
And then we have
I
the
hope they do.
church festivals that are starting to ramp up, and many of them aren't even taking place anymore for a variety of different reasons. We've seen a drawdown of some of them over the years, whether it's because volunteers are unable to have the staff that you need or the bands that are needed. So there is definitely an interest, and always has been, to throw all these festivals. Let's hope that if they're all in one day, that doesn't mean that one is left out.
And then Summerfest, the good news for these festivals that go into the weekend with what Summerfest has done with itself is they have Sunday off now. So it's just Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So if you wanted to hit one of these other things, but you normally are a big Summerfest fan who goes all the time, then at least you have that Sunday that's still open. On top of that, you made an interesting point about Summerfest. I'm one of these people, and maybe it's because I grew up here and I've always had Summerfest, so I probably take it for granted.
Sure. Oh, I'm sure we all do.
But I am now, as an adult, a person who I will go to see a band. Or yesterday I was out there because I played in the pickleball tournament for charity, which was really cool, actually. A lot of people came out and checked us out.
You used to go to the movies.
Right.
Now you go to a movie.
Used to just go to Summerfest and see what happens. Now it's more like I need to see an act or I need to have an event that I want to be a part of to get me out there.
And my thing is, I don't even really go based on bands anymore. I go based on my schedule.
Oh, right.
Okay, this is the day I have
This
free.
is the day I can go.
Right. Well,
whatever it is.
But those who don't know Steph, though, you will be there because that's what Steph is, one of the most outgoing, experience everything that's taking place in your community people you'll ever meet.
YOLO.
And then there are those folks who are still huge Summerfest fans. I knew a guy who he would take a week and a half off when Summerfest was in its run. Used to work with him over at TMJ4. He's like, no, I'm off. I'm off for Summerfest. I'm like, really? You going to see? He goes, I go literally every day. This is what I do. This is my jam.
That's great.
This is my huge thing. So there's still those folks out there as well.
And by the way, I heard you sneak it in there. We got to backtrack here a second or two.
No.
You mentioned pickleball. So you played pickleball in the celebrity tournament on Thursday. Who were some of the celebrities?
Yeah, well, first of all, the fact that I'm involved in a celebrity tournament ought to tell you it wasn't exactly A-list out there, okay? Right. Brian Niznansky and I...
Oh, that's awesome. I knew that.
Niz and I were a team yesterday in this pickleball tournament. Mark Cass, who used to be at the Milwaukee Business Journal, now with Team Lammy, organized the thing to basically... There are a few people who don't get paid to do it who have introduced more people to pickleball than Mark Cass in our community. I'm
Which is amazing. It's awesome.
So it was a passion for him. We put on a clinic. ProLite, who's the maker of paddles for more than 40 years, based right here in New Berlin, is one of the sponsors.
Okay.
And Pickleball Kingdom, who's going to be new to the area. This is going to be indoor pickleball facilities. We're among the sponsors for this event. Summerfest welcomed us. Sarah Pancari, the CEO, came down there. She said, this is great. This is amazing. How's it going? What can we do?
Yeah.
We're going to be back out there again Thursday having another tournament. And then Friday of next week is an instructional. If you're curious, all these folks are going to be out there teaching you how to play pickleball.
So how did you
all right,
do?
I was trying to just... Me and Niz lost, okay? We lost in the championship round. Niz was playing for Make-A-Wish Foundation, trying to get some money for them. I was playing for Special Olympics Wisconsin, and we let the athletes and the children down.
Who did you lose to? Carl at Fox 6?
We did not lose to Carl at Fox 6. Carl played with Ted Perry.
You lost to the Fox 6 guys?
No, we did not. We beat them. We lost to, let me see, John Horst, general manager of the Bucks, and his partner, former Bucks executive Alex Lasry, played together.
Oh, okay.
We lost to them once, and then Horst had to leave because I guess he's busy running the Bucks. So then Alec Knutson from the county executive's office stepped in, and we lost to them too. So we let down the children, and we let down the athletes. I mean, I'm not kidding you. I felt pretty bad about it.
No, I can tell.
Which is why I didn't much want to talk about it.
I'm proud of you, Vinny.
Yeah, me too. And
don't give me that. I don't want that second place sympathy.
You can still
lost.
make a donation.
Well, so could Lasry. I'm like, geez, what are you out here for? Why don't you write a check, man? 8:24 on Wisconsin's morning. Got to come out here and beat me and Niznansky. All right, let's go. Let's look at the traffic here, Steph.
All right. We are still working on this crash here on the exit to Capitol Drive from 4145 northbound. So be aware of that. It does look like things have cleared up on 894, where there was some debris in 894 at the 76th and 84th Street exit. So that's some good news. Although we are seeing a bit of a slow roll in an 894 westbound through the Mitchell interchange, so through that construction area. So just give yourself a little extra time there. And then 43 northbound, slow a little bit as you're going north past Locust Street. I'm Steph Graham, and be our eyes on the roads. Don't forget that. Report incidents to the WTMJ Hall Mazda Milwaukee.com traffic tip line at 414-238-9329. You can find out with Hall Mazda all summer. I'm Steph Graham with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hardworking partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Vince Vitrano here for Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. You know, ordering windows, particularly if you have an older home, that can be a challenge. How are they going to fit into not only your architecture, but your spaces? Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, they're experts in customization for windows or doors that can match any architecture from any era, or they can help you upgrade. Something that looks newer, different, maybe more contemporary, but doesn't look out of place, right? They've got great experts that can help you make those choices. And if you order from Pella right now, you get 0% interest on your financing for up to 48 months. What is that, 4 years, E? Am I doing that right?
There you go.
Yeah,
you
4
got
times 12. Okay. 4 years. So you can spread your payments out over 4 years, and you won't pay a dime of interest in that time. Certain restrictions do apply, and that offer ends at the end of the month. You know Pella's products stand the test of time. They're so confident in that. They offer the best wood warranty in the business. And once again, the deal, 0% interest for up to 48 months if you order by June 30th at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Visit PellaWI.com today.
For over a century, local broadcasting has evolved with the needs of the community. We move past the stigmas of opinion journalism and bring the most relevant news online, on air, and on the go. You have trusted us with your news, sports, weather, and entertainment. Trust us to keep moving with you. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress local broadcasting is here to stay.
Did somebody say free diamond bracelet? That's right. Diamonds Direct is expanding upon their best offer yet. Make any purchase this month and receive a free diamond tennis bracelet valued at $2,000. That's right. Any engagement ring, any diamond necklace, any timepiece. Purchase any item valued at $10,000 or more and receive a stunning diamond tennis bracelet at no extra cost. Every purchase of $10,000 or more qualifies. So hurry into Diamonds Direct. Your chance to get a free tennis bracelet ends June 30th. Details at diamondsdirect.com.
The world's greatest aviation celebration comes to Oshkosh on July 22nd through the 28th with daily air shows featuring spectacular aerobatic performances, unique aircraft, and some of the fastest military jets around. You'll see it all at AirVenture. And don't forget, kids 18 and under are free of charge, thanks in part to the Boeing Company. Get your tickets now at eaa.org/tickets. Act fast. Early bird pricing for EAA AirVenture Oshkosh has been extended through June 30th. It's a great part of our Wisconsin summer. It's EAA AirVenture Oshkosh.
Motley Crue, your headliner on the American Family Insurance Amphitheater stage tonight at Summerfest. Day 2 kicking off in about 3.5 hours. I want to talk a little bit more about this top story that we've had today. Once again, terrible crime in Milwaukee and a terrible outcome.
This should never happen. This is unacceptable, and everyone who hears this should be appalled and angered.
That's Milwaukee Police Chief Jeffrey Norman, and I'm going to play an extended piece of his news conference for you in a moment, but let me back you up in case you're just hearing about the particulars. 2 teenagers recovering after being shot by police, although one of them is in pretty rough condition, and that's the pregnant woman. She's 18 years old. She was pregnant. Her child did not survive. The other one, a teenager, also shot by police with serious injuries. 4 other teenagers were all arrested in this. They range in age from as young as 15 to 18 years old, boys and girls. They apparently wanted in connection with a carjacking or 2 armed earlier in the day downtown Milwaukee. And then they flee police. They end up on a 43 northbound. They end up getting trapped in a construction zone. According to police, the driver appeared to be backing up toward an officer who was standing behind the vehicle. Driver had already rammed into a police squad car, so another officer fired his weapon, shot those 2 people. The others were injured, perhaps in the wreck. The other 4 are going to be okay. So I'll also add West Dallas police will investigate whether or not this was a justifiable shooting. So that will be their call in terms of whether or not they recommend charges to the district attorney's office. But as for the frustration that you hear with Milwaukee Police Chief Jeffrey Norman, I know people get tired of hearing these sort of things. So I want to play this part of the news conference. Norman's taking questions, and then somebody asked him, you got the RNC coming up. Summerfest is on its first day. Got a lot of things going on downtown. Like, is there anything more that you can do? Like, what are you going to do about this?
We are in law enforcement. We enforce the law. Policing the community is all of our responsibility. So we are unfortunately had to engage in a pursuit, again, enforcing the law, holding people accountable. But when it comes to policing, let's understand this. It's all of our responsibility to police ourselves. So we need to make sure that we are part of these conversations. MPD is always part of these conversations in regards to whether you want to talk about our work with MPOW or want to talk about Office of Community Wellness and Safety. We're out there engaging our community. I was down here in Juneteenth yesterday. Because we have these collaborations, you see the level of safety that comes in. But it's more than just us. Don't put that all on us. Understand, we're out there doing what we need to do. You can't have somebody brought to justice if they didn't get caught by the police. The men and women of the Milwaukee Police Department work 365 days a year, 24 hours a day, holidays included, to impact public safety in our community.
I like what he said. Don't put that all on us. Like, we're not raising your children. We'll come and arrest them if they're carjacking people downtown.
Yeah, we'll enforce the law.
Right, but we can't prevent them from engaging in these types of activities. His point is well taken, unless people in the community start taking it seriously. And you didn't hear him there, but could have, again, called out. The other component of this is the jurisprudence, the justice system. You had the shooting after the Juneteenth festival the other day, and again, not the parade that was on the north side of downtown, but the one that was later at Washington Park with a teenager who was a felon in possession of a firearm, had been arrested for that and was released on a few $100 bail, out there now with basically an automatic weapon firing into a crowd. So the justice system has another part of this, in addition to law enforcement, but also, he's tired of parents not taking care of their kids. He's tired of people being out there. What more do you want from us? They do bad stuff, we'll arrest them. So the chief among those, very frustrated this morning. 8:32 on Wisconsin's Morning News. Vince Vitrano here for Connect Chiropractic and talking with Dr. Alex Young. Been seeing Dr. Young for almost a good year now, Doc, but we want to focus today on the family and in particular, not just children, but infants. You see children under 1 year of age in your practice.
Yeah, we see some babies as soon as the day that they're born. We want to just make sure that they grow up to be healthy, the healthiest that they can be.
And we have a great example of that. Chris is with us today. And Chris, you, when your wife was pregnant with your daughter, she was going for chiropractic care. And now your daughter, who's 9 months old, is seeing Dr. Young. What brought you in?
Yeah, so originally we actually just brought her in for wellness, just to make sure everything was going well after the pregnancy and the birth. And then actually a couple days after that, we found out she had some pretty bad acid reflux. So we'd give her, she would breastfeed at first and basically throw up half of everything that she would drink. And this went on for quite some time. So then we get her in to get adjusted just to make sure everything's going well. And we have seen great results since then. So she's drinking all of her bottles. She's actually starting to get into baby food and everything as well. But she has not been spitting up as much as when she first started.
Man, that has to be a result that's beyond even your expectation, right?
Yes.
Doctor, what sort of style do you use in the adjustments for infants? Because we already know for everybody, it's no twisting, no cracking, no popping. You usually use one of those special tools just with the click and the click. How do you treat the infants?
Yeah, so we don't even, when we're looking at infants, we don't even use that special tool. We do real gentle adjustments. It's kind of like checking the ripeness of a tomato, real light pressure to get that adjustment.
So, Dr. Alex, we just heard Chris's story dealing with the acid reflux. What are some other conditions that you can help your youngest of patients through?
Yeah, parents will bring their infants to us with concerns about torticollis, infantile colic, trouble sleeping, excessive crying, even chronic ear infections.
Chris, best of luck to you and your new family. And if you'd like to learn more about Connect Chiropractic, visit them online at Go Connect Chiro. That's goconnectchiro.com.
Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life. Brands from Carhartt to Milwaukee to Purina to Goodyear to Rapala to Levi's and a whole lot more. In-store or online, check out all the brands Fleet Farm carries to help make your everyday life better.
8:34, I'm Vince Vetrano. This is Wisconsin's Morning News, Friday, June 21st. Our top story, mayhem on the Milwaukee Freeway.
I'm Eric Bilstead. One district's failures felt statewide.
And I'm Steph Graham in for Debbie Lazaga, and we have a couple reports of some debris on the roads. This newest one, Wisconsin 175 South at Wells Avenue. We could expect some lane closures due to debris in the road there. So just be aware of that. And otherwise, a little bit slow on 894 westbound still through the construction zone leading up to Greenfield. But other than that, not looking too bad for the end of your Friday morning commute. I'm Steph Graham with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Chance of showers and storms this afternoon with a high of 77 degrees. The chance of showers and storms continues tonight. Tonight's low at 66. Right now it's 68 in Milwaukee. And from the WTMJ Breaking News Center, an unborn child is dead and 6 teenagers all injured after a police chase that closed I-43. Both directions closed for hours on Thursday. A police pursuit ended with that shootout. The pregnant 18-year-old from Milwaukee suffered life-threatening gunshot injuries. Her baby did not survive. 17-year-old boy from Milwaukee also suffered serious gunshot injuries. 4 other teenagers were arrested. They were accused of being involved in 2 armed carjackings earlier in the day. Police Chief Jeffrey Norman.
We are in law enforcement. We enforce the law. Policing the community is all of our responsibility. So we are unfortunately had to engage in a pursuit. Again, enforcing the law, holding people accountable. But when it comes to policing, let's understand this. It's all of our responsibility to police ourselves.
Milwaukee Police Chief Jeffrey Norman there again. The officer who fired shots is on administrative leave. That's standard as West Allis police investigate whether or not that shooting was justified.
Meanwhile, police say speed was to blame for a deadly crash overnight on the north side near 27th and Center. 2 people killed, the driver and a passenger.
Fallout from Milwaukee Public Schools. Financial failures could have a ripple effect across the entire state. Districts, for example, like Cedarburg, could lose hundreds of thousands of dollars in state funding after Milwaukee voters approved a $500 million referendum in April. How come? TMJ4's Andrea Albers.
About $217,000. That's a significant amount for any district.
Dr. Jaredon Clark is the superintendent of the Cedarburg School District. The impact on Cedarburg schools is included in a hypothetical analysis by Wisconsin's Legislative Fiscal Bureau.
Our district and our taxpayers are impacted by things that aren't of any of our doing. It is disappointing.
In addition to Cedarburg, the report shows more than 350 districts would also receive less aid. In Kenosha, a reduction of $858,000, and West Bend, just over $1 million.
And funding changes are set to go into effect for the 25-26 academic year.
You're looking to buy a house soon? Yeah, it's a seller's market. Still is. The professor emeritus of economics at Marquette, David Clark, tells WTMJ which direction he expects the housing market to go in the coming months.
We think that 2024 is going to look a lot like 2023. With one caveat, and that's we do think that sales statewide will be higher in 2024 than they were in 2023.
Now, the Wisconsin Realtors Association says mortgage rates surpassed 7% in the month of May.
Time for news about your money. WTMJ Annex Wealth Management Market Update. The Dow still climbing with Wall Street having just opened, up about 30 points to 39,164. But the S&P 500 and NASDAQ both falling to start the day. S&P 500 is off about 6 points, and the NASDAQ down 20 to 17,701. Inflation is not going away. Download your copy of Safeguarding Against Inflation, Strategies for Wealth Preservation at annexwealth.com/inflation. Traffic sponsored by Two Men in a Junk Truck. Keep what you love, ditch what you don't.
From removing unwanted clutter or junk to full-service residential or commercial cleanouts, get a free same-day estimate at twomeninajunktruck.com. Keep what you love, ditch what you don't.
Coming up, why would he keep walking into the classroom?
With an ever-changing inventory, you never know what great bargains you're going to be able to find at St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores. It makes shopping fun because the best finds are the ones you had no idea you'd even come across. And when they're at thrift store prices, it feels good. And it feels even better to know you're helping us help others. Shop St. Vincent de Paul thrift stores on Highway 100 in Layton and Greenfield, 23rd in Lincoln, and 76th and Bradley Road in Milwaukee.
You're gonna love it, St. Vincent de Paul.
This message is for the person who always gets asked to make the plans, the person others always go to for restaurant recommendations. Next time, you're the one expected to plan the next team outing or girls' night out. Let Milwaukee or Chicago Food and City Tours make those plans for you. Don't worry, you can still take the credit, but we'll handle the planning and make sure that everyone, including you, has a delicious time. You set the date, we'll handle the rest at MilwaukeeFoodTours.com or ChicagoFoodTours.com.
Gorgeous new roofs, showstopper siding, or classic brick and stonework. How about modern windows and regal doors that'll make your chin hit the floor? To a lot of people, having these things can really make them enjoy where they live. It makes them proud. But there's always one thing standing in the way. How do I make that happen? At Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, we have excellent financing options for most people in most situations. 12 months, no interest, no payments, and exceptional rates for long-term loans that will beat your bank with no additional fees or hidden costs. You can go to SemperFiRoofing.com to apply for your pre-approval today. We want to make any project affordable to almost any person, and we've gone out of our way to find partners that can help make it happen for you. This is Brad Youngbluth with Semper Fi Roofing and Exteriors, your local, veteran-owned and operated exterior remodeling company. For your new roof, siding, window and door installation, or masonry work, you can count on Semper Fi to keep you safe, warm, and dry.
We keep you safe, warm, and dry, Semper Fi.
Ask about our finance options.
Take the left, I'll take the right. Under arrest, we're under fire.
It's a waiting game now for former lacrosse chancellor Dr. Joe Gao.
What's he waiting for exactly?
To do the kind of work that you do, you got to be in great shape and have a lot of stamina.
All right. Thank you. After 2 days of testimony at the disciplinary hearing for Dr. Gao, a panel of educators are now going to provide their thoughts on whether Gao should be terminated for posting pornographic videos of he and his wife online. So they went in the closed-door session late morning on Thursday, and they said, here's what's going to happen. We're going to discuss this. We'll discuss what the future should be for Dr. Gao, and then we will provide written statements to those that need it. Basically, the school and the Gaos. So Gao wants to remain a tenured faculty member. He claims that this is all a First Amendment issue.
I also want to remind everyone here that the Wisconsin state statute that guides this hearing, UWS Chapter 4, says a tenured faculty member has all the constitutional rights and privileges enjoyed by any other U.S. citizen.
Now, prosecutors, though, in this hearing say Gao refused to cooperate in the investigation, and he used his school computer to utilize some type of pornographic material.
Credible evidence supports the conclusion that Dr. Gao violated the university's acceptable computer use policy. Login credentials for pornographic websites were recovered from the laptop computers, and the X-Hamster form was found on the desktop.
Yeah.
The what?
X-Hamster, which is a pornographic website.
X-Hamster form.
As opposed to current hamster.
Right. Anyway. Doesn't that tell you exactly why they want this guy out? We don't want to be using X-Hamster form and University of Wisconsin lacrosse in the same sentence.
Right. Porn U is what the interim chancellor used yesterday. And then there's this. So this happened on Wednesday. Professor Linda Dickmeyer, she's with the communications department. Adam, you had her. Adam Roberts, who's producing today.
I did. CST, I think 110. It was an earlier course.
So she came out against the former chancellor saying that, look, he used to come into classrooms and just hold court.
It became pretty clear that he wasn't interested
in the content of the class, and it really was just an opportunity for the chancellor to come in and visit with students.
Yeah, he said, I'll come in and I can maybe provide some analysis and perspective and whatnot, but what it became...
You would not come prepared or actually respond to or answer the questions or talk about course content.
So, Adam, did this ever happen when you were in class? Did you just walk in?
So, yeah, he would. Now, I don't remember any sort of super distracting conversation, but yeah, when you have a bunch of young, impressionable 18, 19-year-old early college students and suddenly just in walks the chancellor. Oh, hello, Mr. Gao.
He just literally would just walk into class?
Just be like, hey, guys.
Okay, the chancellor's here. And right, if you're that instructor...
lecture just stops?
Yeah, I mean, what do you do? Like, that's the guy. Like, you don't just like, oh, yeah, we'll talk later. Okay, what do you have to say?
Yeah, so he responded to that. He was a little shocked to hear it.
Wow, I respectfully disagree with you on that, and nobody ever said a word to me that, hey, you're not talking on the topic.
Well, of course not, because you're the boss, right?
What do you do?
These other professors were in a terrible situation, right? The boss walks in, wants to talk, okay.
And sometimes he'd bring guests.
We're thrilled to have the one and only Will Pounder on our show.
He's not alleged to have done that.
Did not happen. That part did not happen.
No, it did not.
I think that raises an interesting point, though. And, like I've said, I've enjoyed the couple of conversations we've had with Joe Gao. Love to sit and have a beer with him and hear stories. Seems like a good guy
his
that
candor.
way.
Yeah, he's a fascinating individual for sure.
Yes, appreciate him answering the questions, answering whatever we asked of him. That said, he just sounds like a guy who wants to do what Joe Gao wants to do. He doesn't want to be managed. He doesn't want to be led. He doesn't want to have to follow rules. He wants to walk in and talk about whatever he wants to talk about. And it's about him, and it's not about the students at the University of Wisconsin La Crosse.
We could learn his fate later today, but it could then maybe perhaps move into a litigation situation or even go before the Board of Regents. Time will tell.
Good. Longer this goes, the better.
Lucky guy. That's all I'll say.
Right?
No, I can't. Steph, I was going to say the joke that I wanted to say, but I'm not.
I think you should say
Nope,
it.
checks.
Now you have
Come
to.
on.
No, I'm not. And now I'm absolutely not. Because you're trying to get me in trouble.
I can only guess, considering the previous segment.
Well, it was very funny.
I'm always.
Go ahead.
All right. Well, I will say things are thinning out on the roads, and really, we just had a slowdown go away from the map. So honestly, I have no incidents or slowdowns to report at this time. Things are looking good if you're hitting the road. I'm Steph Graham with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Yes, my wife Carmen Wilson and I created a series of sexually explicit videos and books.
We asked people why they sold their homes to Grandview Homes instead of using a real estate agent.
Everything they say in their ads is true and then some. Very fair price, no real estate agent fees or closing costs. They even switched the utilities out of your name.
Within weeks, we had closed and couldn't be happier.
Whether you have a hard-to-sell home, want a stress-free sale, or simply need to sell your home fast, Grandview Homes is the name you know and the name you can trust. Visit GrandviewHomes.com to discover the easiest and fastest way to sell a home.
Pancake off today, but the pancake breakfast special is still on.
It's on.
Yes, we've got that coming up for you next. Vince Vitrano here for my partners at Great Lakes Landscape. I've told you before, I really like mowing the lawn. I don't like to do a whole lot of other stuff in my yard. I do it. At least I did until I found my partners at Great Lakes Landscape because I need the yard to look nice. But I just had Great Lakes do the mulching this spring. Oh, so glad I made that decision. Their team went around with a spade, hand-cut the edges on all the flower beds, beautiful fresh mulch. It's all nestled in between the plants and shrubs. They didn't trample on anything. That's always a problem for me. I was like, hey, what happened to this? Well, I was putting the mulch in. And no, they know what they're doing, and it looks amazing. Less than a couple of hours, they were done. You got yourself a big old mulch pile sitting in the driveway again.
Just ordered another 6 yards.
Yeah, well, I avoided that. Mine was done in a couple of hours. Didn't waste a whole weekend or however long you've been doing this.
Months.
Right, with that big old dirty mulch pile in the driveway. Great Lakes Landscape would love to come out to your house, beautify your yard. Tell them Vinny sent you. Order the mulch, weed and feed fertilizer application, or call on them to do the whole thing. Full landscape maintenance package is still available for the summer. Great Lakes Landscape. That's Great Lakes Landscape, WI.com.
The Vollrath Company implemented a DocuWare content management solution from James Imaging Systems. Vollrath Director of Information Systems, John Sharp.
They've helped us upgrade from a previous version of our document management to automate our accounts payable processes, to store the invoices, do the three-way match, and really streamline those processes.
In addition to a DocuWare content management solution, the key to continued success is the James Imaging Systems Solutions Group.
And as an extension of our team, they've got intimate knowledge of why we've done some of the things that we do. And when we run into any issues, they're there to support us.
A DocuWare content management solution from the James Imaging Systems Solutions Group.
They know exactly where we are in our project cycle so that we've always got continuous improvement.
Content management and workflow automation from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com.
Traffic is sponsored by Richlands Tire and Service Center.
Richlands Tire and Service Centers. 5 locations and all easy to find. Visit richlands.com when you're due for service.
10 minutes before 9 o'clock, Greg Pancake Hill produces the program. He's off today, but he has decided to continue with his duties. See, we talk about various things that can be in the show each and every day, and some of the things just never quite make it into the show. So we assigned Greg Hill to cook up a little something with the leftovers. Here on this Friday morning is the Pancake Breakfast Special. He said, it's not playing.
What about breakfast?
We've already had it.
We've had one, yes. What about second breakfast?
Slimy, yet satisfying.
All right, who's hungry? Now, this might not be the second breakfast you're looking for, but I guarantee you'll remember it. Lots of food in the news the past few weeks. Joey Chestnut's fall from competition grace being banned from the Nathan's hot dog eating contest, the same contest where he made his fame, and subsequent rise from the hot dog bun ashes, where suspiciously timed Netflix event is pitting 2 rivals against each other, Joey Chestnut, Kobayashi, and the eat-off of the century. I'm pretty sure the tagline was, "This time it's personal," but I could be wrong. Anyway, let's combine that story with another story that's been in the news cycle lately, the story of cicadas. Now, we know, of course, that cicadas can be eaten if you're so inclined, but how about an all-insect diet? Yeah, sounds gross, but it might have some benefits, right? Let's talk numbers, okay? Did you know that a cicada itself contains 21.4 grams of crude protein? That's more protein than pork and eggs. And cicadas include less fat than pork and eggs as well. You trying to watch your sodium content? I might have the food for you. So, this is my favorite part of all of the cicada facts that I found. In a survey of over 600 people, 13% of respondents said that they would be willing to regularly consume insects, compared to 47% of those who said they would absolutely not consider consuming insects. So you may be wondering, 47 plus 13, that's 60. Where are the other 40% in this discussion? Well, I'm glad you asked. The other 40% said that they would, quote, maybe consume insects regularly, with the qualifier that they are unsure. Well, this is for the 40% of those who are unsure. So what do you say to that? How am I going to convince you? Well, I got more bug dietary facts. Fresh yellow mealworm larva, yeah, that kind of larva, 15% fat, 20% protein. Dr. Lauren McGale is a researcher from Edge Hill University, and she told ABC News that eating bugs, quote, isn't likely a silver bullet to combat against lack of sustainability. However, it could be a potential option to those willing. Well, I suppose if then you're in the 40% of those unsure, I don't know if that makes you more sure. Consider yourself further out of the 40%. So my question to you is, which camp do you fall in? The 70% who would do it, or the 47% who wouldn't? Or even better yet, are you part of the 40% on the fence? Either way, bon appetit.
One more time before 9 o'clock here, Steph.
Yes. Hey, I am here. And yes, things are looking pretty good. A little bit slow still going through the Stadium Interchange, 94 westbound. And then also 894 westbound going through the construction there around 60th Street. Going to see a bit of a poke on the brakes there, but otherwise, not too bad for a Friday morning. I'm Steph Graham with your WTMJ Johnson & Sons Paving Time Saver Traffic.
Ridiculous fees, robocalls, customer service that's lacking the actual service. It sounds like you might be getting bullied by your bank. You don't have to settle. At Wintrust, we take a different approach. Whether you need banking solutions, a new home, or help planning your financial future, Wintrust has local experts